Hello, and welcome to RezoCast episode 114. That's so many episodes. That's like...
You're up there.
I honestly, I thought that was how many episodes Mana had missed, but apparently that's actually our total.
You're also up there.
Anyway, welcome. I'm Hove. This week, Lego will be here a little bit late. He just had some, family holiday stuff to do. So I have here, I don't even know... I know, we got Triton first, but then I don't know who's do we go Mana or Wilson? I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't know.
We'll figure that out. I'm a little confused, but we do have we have the Managator, but it's different for everybody. The Managator and Wilson 309, who Wilson, looks like you got... I see you this week. No, I don't see you.
Hove low-key sent me a message and was like, if you want to continue to be on the podcast,
oh, that's not fucking true at all.
it's not true at all.
But in all seriousness, what's that in the right corner of your screen? I see something. Might be your left.
Do I have something that I shouldn't have?
It's really close to the camera.
Is there like a bong in the background?
Nope. Really close to the camera.
Oh, this thing.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Very nice.
What's that?
Nice new blue microphone.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's very fancy. I like it.
Nice.
I hope I sound good.
It.
I hope I'm not blowing people's ears right now.
You sound as good as
I got my settings.
You sound as good as you look.
You sound hot.
Yeah. But anyway, we're back. So we're another week into the Black Armory. We got some new stuff since the last time we were on here. So what's been going on this week? How you guys been doing, Triton?
Yeah, it's been a pretty good week. I finished the Luna's Howl quest. I know maybe a season too late, but finished it just a little bit after the podcast last week. Actually, I think Lego and I made a run in the 5 a.m. my time, 4 a.m. his time to get a 16 streak going. Ended up getting it, I think, the following day. So pretty excited for that. I think I got the Breakneck quest done, so I'm actually not remembering if I said that last time, but I did get that done within the last 2 weeks.
How do you like it?
It's not bad. I did use it specifically in Gambit because I know last week, Wilson, we talked about those weapons having kind of a targeted purpose. So I used it in Gambit and I've liked it, but I'm kind of Gambited out though as well. So I used it in one game.
Yeah.
I haven't used it otherwise, but I did enjoy it. Now I know TV kind of put something out there that maybe the Rampage isn't working as intended, perhaps. I don't want to kind of misquote anything he has out there or spread some misinformation, but it seemed to work for me. So as a non-really technical observer of it. So I enjoyed it. I got that done. Got all the forges in at this point. So pretty excited for that. And I'm at the mid 630s for my Hunter and Titan. And I'll probably get the Warlock there this week. I just haven't been able to play on them yet. And thoroughly enjoying the Dawning. Got the Slay out. Got about 40 cookie things baked. So getting that ready to go. And yeah, it's been a pretty good week. But how about you, Wilson?
Dude, I've done so much crap in Destiny. Me and Hove were talking about it. I'm like, dude, I don't even remember what I got done. Okay, so I started my Titan. I guess that's where I should start. I was a one character player for all the way through Forsaken.
But you were a player.
I'm not a player. I just crush a lot. But I got
telling Sam.
I got my Warlock. Son of a bitch. I got my Warlock through the Forsaken campaign, got my Titan through, got my Hunter up to 630, Titan to 628. I got a bunch of exotics. I got a curated Mindbender shotgun roll. That was pretty dope. I did all the forges, got all the weapons multiple times actually, to kind of get a good roll. Second sniper rifle that I got though, I got the exact roll that I was looking for. The snapshot opening shot on the sniper. Took it into Crucible and was having an absolute blast with that thing, dude. It felt so good. I even put a target acquisition mod on it just to make it that much more sticky, dude. Nice. And it felt really nice, man. So it was good to get kind of back to that. But
do you think it feels as good as my snapshot handling masterwork supremacy that I got the other day?
You want to go there? You want to bring that up already? I thought we were going to have a civilized conversation here, but you want to go there.
Wasn't that before last? Did we not talk about this last week?
I'm done. But yeah, like I said, but super busy. The Dawning. What did I get? First package, I got the hockey emote where you throw the gloves
Oh
off.
man, nice.
And then me and Hove got high five emotes, which, fun fact, not both of you do not have to have it. You can actually walk up to any random person, and they just got to walk up to you and hold square for a
the
minute.
one thing, if it
It's
isn't
weird.
someone, if it isn't someone who knows that you're gonna do that, you have to be like in a very specific distance, facing the right way. It's very finicky.
It is.
If
And,
they don't know that that's a thing, they're not gonna just be in the right place.
you're just standing there going,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
I just
holding
got
your
the fist
hand
bump
up
one
as-
too, right before the podcast.
The fist bump or the chest bump?
Fist bump.
There's a fist bump. Yeah.
We have not fist bumped. We haven't
We
even
haven't.
chest bumped. You were denying the shit out of me the other night.
I wasn't.
He just
Yes.
doesn't want to bump with you,
That was
dude.
Dewey.
Dude, you gotta provide it, not hide it, Hove. All right?
That wasn't
Like-
me.
I'm gonna believe Wilson here because if we were just doing those Vanguard story missions and we were in that elevator for that combustion mission, totally did the fist bump, and you stood right in front of me and did the hold on emote.
Oh.
So
I didn't know that's what it was. I've never seen it.
He's always got an attitude.
Also,
Yeah,
the
he was
run
the
before
hold on.
that, Triton got on the elevator without me, and I was stuck down below fighting everyone, and he was leaving. So
in all fairness, you blew me up in those trip mine sections like twice or 3 times, so it was deserved.
And you also made us wipe on the Ascendant Challenge like 2 or 3 times.
Oh,
that wasn't on purpose.
Okay. First of all, you died trying to get in.
No, that's not true. I did not.
As soon
Oh,
as
maybe
you
did
get-
not.
as
No.
soon- yes, and then as soon as you got in, you died because you walk like 4 feet and you fall off the edge.
Hope
Yeah.
is just being exposed right now,
He's
hard.
toxic.
Damn.
Let's move
How
on.
was your week, Hove?
No, I don't want to talk. I'd rather hear how Mano's week was. I feel like this is what I look forward to the most because I feel like Mana's the most disconnected from us. I don't hear from Mana most weeks until Thursday, so I really look forward to hearing how his week was.
So let's rewind last week. I didn't get to talk about
Well, that's great.
the new DLC.
So my week. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
So I played it for like a total of 2 hours and I haven't touched it since because I'm so low light level I can't actually do anything.
Well,
right
here's the
now.
thing. As of today, or as of this week, the hot fix, they made some changes so that people like you can level up much faster.
Yeah, Wendler was actually telling me. I was watching him get just destroyed in Super Smash, and he was actually telling me it's easier for people to catch up to 600 now.
Mm-hmm.
So I might have to actually jump back in and grind a little bit. But it's just like I was just kind of sad because like most DLC so far you have like I don't know, at least like a campaign, I guess you can say, to help you kind of bump your way up. And this one you just kind of go into shit, you know?
Like they
Yeah, you
told
would
us
have
they
to-
were going to.
You would have had to have
You're
been
just kinda in there.
600 before like going into this.
But I was hopeful that maybe there was something that could help me get bumped up a little bit without having to go back to the original grind.
Well, there
But
is now.
just
It's not too bad. Like once you get there, man, like dude, trust me, man. I was kind of like, ooh, I don't. And I was
Yeah.
600, and I was 600. And
it was just the
doesn't-
beginning was rough. That also
was.
kind of like
once you get to the forge and you kind of see how like all this stuff's rolling out every week, like it really. I've come around a lot to it. Like the forge, the activity itself isn't engaging, but it's kind of to the point now to where it's like mindless fun. Like we're calling enemies different names because we're laughing and having a good time. And
Like what?
What, like you really? I don't want to tell them what we call the heavy shanks.
Heavy skanks?
It's out now. Now everyone's going to be calling them
heavy skanks.
heavy skanks. And
Do
I
they
was
wear
I
Breakfast
was
Plus?
I was honestly like I couldn't remember what you were talking about.
no, but like it was it's fun. Like we were doing the forge, we were using Risk Runner on the second one, and it's a cool vibe of just kind of like having some music in the background, hanging around with some friends. You forge, you do like some kind of questy bullshit. Some of it's not really that monotonous once you have it figured out, but basically you can get that grind going pretty. I mean, you can get a lot of hand cannons every day. if you
It
want to.
introduces a nice gameplay loop.
Yes.
Gameplay
Yeah,
loop.
that's
Like
good. Yeah.
like you go pick up like a frame from Ada, and then you go out to do the things to like get it ready, and then you take it to the forge and you do it and you get your gun, and then you like so each step like leads into the next step and kind of takes you back around in a full circle, and you can keep doing for both forges both types of weapons. I like it. But we'll get into that because I do want to dive into, you know, kind of week 2 thoughts. But my week has been pretty good. I've played a lot of Destiny. I took the last couple days off of work, and it's the first time in a long time, even when we jump on recently, like I probably play with Wilson the most, like at least once a day we jump on, and usually it's like we'll all play for like an hour, and then some of us will go play Overwatch, and then we'll go play PUBG, which is great, but like this is the first time like we've sat down and played 4, 5, 6 hours just playing, like doing all the stuff, doing all the things. And so I've been doing a lot of Destiny. I did go to Eaton Park, and my Eaton Park still has good fries, so I'm
Thank
okay.
goodness.
I didn't have to I didn't go to jail. I didn't assault anybody.
Thank God, we're happy for you.
Thank you. Most importantly, though, I just want to say this past week, the day after the podcast, brought me back and made me realize how off topic that we've been on this podcast, because we haven't talked about Marvel in forever.
Oh.
And the day after the
No.
podcast last week, the Avengers Endgame trailer dropped. And I feel like, you know, if there's a time for us to have a little Marvel break, this is the time.
Also, Miss Marvel, new trailer of that, like pretty much around the same time dropped as well.
I didn't see that one. I saw Captain
I think that's
Marvel.
her third, right? Her third trailer.
I'm a dick.
Maybe, yeah.
I think it's only the second
Second or third, yeah.
full trailer. They had like other like TV shorts where it mostly just took the same footage, like bits, but I think it was official
Yeah.
trailer number 2. But what do you guys think about Endgame? I'm pumped.
I'm
pumped.
excited. I am very excited.
I thought it was more of a that to me was more of a teaser, which is fine when
Oh, it
you're like,
absolutely
you know,
was.
Oh, yeah,
5 months
definitely.
out. So
Oh,
an
it was like a
extended
2-minute teaser,
but
honestly,
it did
yeah.
enough, obviously, to get a lot of people hyped, right? Because it broke the record for most trailer viewed in like 24 hours, I think.
It broke
Wait, did it?
Infinity War.
Really?
Yeah, Infinity War was like
Yeah.
230 million.
249.
Yeah, something
was
like
this
that.
one.
No, it was 289.
289. Wow.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. So it smashed it. So I think a lot of people are hyped. So
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
I can't wait.
Yep.
And
Which, you know what kind of makes me angry? I jokingly, just months ago, guessed the title. I guessed
Oh,
that it was
really?
going to be called Endgame.
and called Endgame.
because I just went off of Doctor Strange saying that we're in the end game now. So I'm just to my friends just casually just joking. It's like, what if they just name it Endgame? And boom,
I'm pretty sure.
it's named Endgame.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you missed that episode, but I'm pretty sure we called that months ago too. um,
Probably.
no, but it's really cool because they really like set it up. Like you go all the way back to Age of Ultron, and when they first find out about Ultron, Tony Stark says that up there, that's the end game.
Yeah, I also saw that too.
Yep. They've been setting that up for a long time. And it's fitting because it's like the biggest threat. It is the end of this like era of
The
MCU
phase,
movies.
yeah, the first this is the end of phase 3 where like
Right.
yeah.
Because they
before
announced
the
what
phase.
4 was going to be, right? It's like the Eternals, Shang-Chi, and something else, which is way different than what obviously we have now
Mm-hmm.
with Cap, Thor, Iron Man.
Now, did you see?
the 10-year build up? This is the finale now.
Yeah, like even though they've had this is phase 3, it's really like the one part, right? Like this is the end of like
Yeah.
all of this. Did you see? It was interesting. The Russo said something about people will be surprised to see Chris Evans continue or something. Like he's not done like everyone thinks he is. They said something like that.
Yeah.
However, they also flat out said that the title of Avengers 4 was never spoken in any of the movies when people started guessing Endgame. So they've been known. Kevin Feige doesn't lie about it. He just doesn't answer. The Russos
Yeah.
flat out lie to your face, which is fine. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think that was like the response to Cap's thing, though, too, like about being done. Everyone's like, "Oh, that means you gotta die." So I think the Russo's like, "Well, no, not necessarily." So that you're still thinking about it, right? I mean, that was because that came on the heels of Evans putting that out, right? Not immediately, but within the next like week or so. I thought. I'm not sure if is the correct timing though. Do you remember how? I guess.
Wait, what
since you
was it?
brought up. So remember when Chris Evans tweeted like it's been an honor to play Cap and all that stuff? Like he basically had tweeted out like, oh, it's been such a great journey and stuff. So a lot of people took that as, oh, that must mean you're going to die in this movie, right? Like you're done and all those other things. So Russo came out, I thought roughly within a week, and that's when he came out with the, oh, but you know we're not really done and all these other things. Again,
No, this
like,
was just in the last few days.
Oh, okay. Because I don't. Where Evans' tweet was quite a while ago then.
Yeah.
So it's not.
No, this
really
was
that
recently,
connected.
and he said like almost the next day, Chris Evans. And yeah, I know they could all be lying, but it was like a very like he thought it was funny. He was like, "You guys took that way different than like I meant it." He was like, "I was just saying that was my last day of shooting. This is the end of this like phase. Like we've wrapped it up." Blah blah blah. Because they don't even shoot everything. Like even if Cap does die, I guarantee the last scene he shot wasn't him dying. Like they don't do that in order. So, I mean, we'll see. But
I'm hyped.
Wilson, you got any thoughts? You haven't really said anything. You're not a big Marvel guy.
Not really.
I hate you.
What?
Get off
Really?
my podcast.
Are you a DC guy?
No.
Ooh.
You're not a superhero guy then?
I used to be like back in the day. Like I used to like X-Men and stuff like that, but that's really about it. I liked some of the X-Men comics and some of the cards I used to collect and stuff like that. And
I feel like I missed out on the comics. I was never into comics.
I
the
wasn't either.
Wolverine ones were really cool. He always, I mean, like obviously he's got a lot of history, but they always made him run into like more like obscure, like bad guys and stuff like that. You know, it's not always like fighting Magneto or something, which is fine. You know what I mean? But I just thought it was like. It's kind of like a hipster.
I was just about to say you're a mutant hipster.
When I was a kid, I was kind of a hipster about it. That was the thing I appreciated the most was that like, people like someone like Omega Red or something might get the spotlight for a comic or something like that. So,
are you more like
Going
a?
back
Do
to,
you still like watch Blade Runner all the time? Is that like one of your type of movies?
Blade Runner's fucking dope.
I was about to say, talking about DC though,
What about
Aquaman
Harold and
trailer.
Kumar?
Aquaman looked good, and here's a fun fact: it made more money in 4 days in China than Justice League's entire run in
I
China.
heard that.
In China, okay.
Yeah.
I heard that actually. That's
Still though,
pretty crazy.
still, it looks really good. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Intrigued. Yeah.
But at the same time, I really love what's his name? Jason Momoa.
yeah.
He's just such a badass looking person.
You kind of
It's
look a little like Jason Momoa.
You could pull it off someday,
What?
man.
You
I
can
need,
pull
I
off
need
for
to be
Halloween.
able to grow an epic beard first of all.
Yeah, no, I was
And
kidding.
maybe put
You
on
don't.
200 pounds of
I
muscle.
was like,
You
yeah,
don't.
but
You
your
don't.
hair,
You don't.
If you
really.
grow your hair and get a six pack and put some eyeliner on,
That's what I say. I need to put on like 200 pounds of muscle, and then maybe I can,
and
ish
100
look
pounds
like
of
a-
makeup, and you'll be like Captain Jack Sparrow.
and maybe have like an intimidating voice too. You say Captain Jack.
So I was like, in 100 pounds of makeup, you'll be looking like Captain Jack Sparrow. No, that dude was in Stargate Atlantis. I
Yeah.
think.
Who
Yeah,
was?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jason
Jason
Momoa.
Momoa.
Was he
Young-
really?
Yeah, he was a
Yeah.
youngin in that one.
he was
No facial hair.
He was like an off-worlder. Like, I mean, he was from another planet, but I mean, he looked just like a human. You know what I mean? Like, just that far out there.
Huh.
You would
But
never
yeah,
notice
him
him.
as Cal
He did a good
Jarvis
job.
from
He was
Game of
cool. I
Thrones.
liked him. I like Stargate Universe better though. Thought it was really good.
Stargate SG-1's still the best.
Stargate SG-1 was. It was okay. Hear me out, dude. It was during a bad of like really bad, like CG.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean? It was, but
it's not all about the CG, Wilson.
I hear you, dude, but I like to be immersed. You know what I mean? Like, and
I'm sure you smoked enough weed that you were plenty immersed.
Sometimes though, the bad CG pulls me right out of it, man.
I
Like,
don't
I'm
believe
just
that
saying,
for a
like,
second.
That's what I'm saying. It was like an awkward, lanky teenage stage of like computer effects. Like, it was like,
Dude, which is weird because you look at some of those older movies like Starship Troopers or the first Jurassic Park. I swear their CGI is like beyond a lot of other movies.
well, a lot of
or
it was
It's just like, what happened?
animatronics.
Did you just
Oh, yeah,
compare
yeah,
Starship Troopers to Jurassic Park?
No. I'm comparing their
Dude,
CGI.
Starship-
Like some of their CGI moments look epic compared to other movies during that time period. It's just like, what did they do right? You know?
Didn't it have Gary Busey's son, Starship Troopers? Wasn't that Gary Busey's son, the dude with the blonde hair and the big smile? Looks just like Gary Busey or like Guile. Is what he kind of looked like. I'm pretty sure that's who it was. I knew somebody who was an extra on that movie. It was just a
Really?
random person running in the
Nice.
background.
Really?
Yeah, nothing.
Did he get
Nothing
eaten
really
or was
to
he-
honestly,
did he
like,
live?
I mean, cool enough to bring up, but not cool enough to like brag about. You know.
Did I tell you guys I'm an extra in a movie that I never saw?
Yeah.
I
Or
brought
was it
that up
more like
before.
you're like watching the movie and
Yeah, because we told you to watch it. I forget what it was. What is it?
I don't remember what the movie's called.
Oh,
And I'm
God.
just
What?
all I know is I'm an extra playing beer pong in the background. That's all I know in a party scene.
Quickly, one last thing. It's,
Being an
we're
alpha
going
Asian.
we're going full circle here because it made me think. Stargate made me think of it. So last week, God of War won Game of the Year at the Game Awards. Did you see the thing when they had it was for a different award, I believe, but they had Christopher Judge, who was Teal'c on the original Stargate SG-1. He also voiced what the hell's his name in God of War? Kratos, yeah, in the new God of War, and it was him and the kid who voiced Atreus. So when they went up to read one of the winners, the kid had the envelope, and he was like, and the winner of whatever the game was is, and everyone stood there for a while, and like the crowd kind of started getting antsy, and Christopher Judge like looked around. It was planned, obviously, and he finally like in his voice said, "Read it, boy," and everyone fucking went crazy.
The crowd was just like, yes!
It was funny.
Me and James were sitting here. We're like, is he going to do it? Is he going to say something? Is he going to? And then he did. We're like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's a fun fact. I didn't know this. The kid who voiced Atreus is the same one. He's in that new movie, the 90s or whatever, the one Jonah Hill did about this kid skateboarding in the 90s in like LA. He's the main.
I didn't even see a preview
Lords
for
of
that.
Dogtown?
No, it's about to come out.
Oh,
I was about to say, that's an old movie. That kid would not be a kid anymore.
That's what I was like, what?
Okay, so anyway, enough of that. So we're into week 2 of the Black Armory, and while Mana's at the same place, he's still at 2 hours in. What do you guys think? I mean, opinions changed, better, worse? You know, what's changed for you guys? Anything?
I would say it's changed for me quite a bit. You were gonna say something, Triton? Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, Wilson.
I mean, like I was pretty skeptical at first. I was a little turned off the first couple days, and I'm telling you, like as soon as you get like Forge isn't like this. Oh my god, it's an end all activity. But like Hope said, you kind of get into this rhythm, and right now I'm just kind of like everyone else, just kind of addicted to seeing that light level go up. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure it'll phase out at some point, but it's also nice knowing that there's new stuff coming next week, and you know,
the week
like
after
that, and you know, it is
One
cool
day
that
I will get there.
You need to. I hate to say you need to do it ASAP, but like you really should, like, because
it's rough because I'm playing so many different games right now. That's the whole problem with me right now.
Yeah.
Like not only do I have less time to play games, but I'm still playing Red Dead. You know, Smash just came out, which just sucked me in.
Yeah, I mean Smash
did
will wear
what?
off eventually, but that's healthy.
Sucked
to like
me in.
Oh.
That's like healthy though. Like go play other games and enjoy them and like come back. Like, but it's
just always bad timing. It's just like whenever this time of the year comes around, it's just like so many games just gets compiled, and like I just kind of have a breakdown of what to play, and I just kind of focus on like 2 games and stop playing everything else, which is really bad. Somehow I got back into No Man's Sky too.
Dude,
so
that's really good now though.
Yeah, they're like
there's a lot of things to do now. But like my one roommate is like, we should play Minecraft one day. I'm just like, I don't know if I can get back into it. And then someone brought up No Man's Sky. I'm just like, I bought that. Like I gave up on like week 1 back when it first came out.
Same.
So it's like once or twice a week we jump on for like 4 or 5 hours.
I heard it's closer to what they said it was supposed to be. No.
Yeah. It's multiplayer. It's 4-player like co-op right now. So that itself is just better.
Do you got it on PlayStation or PC?
PlayStation.
Do you have it?
I was about to say we have one slot left open for just people to join us because there's only 3 of us like in this house and we're just playing it casually here and there.
Who you playing with?
Just James and Big Johnson, my other roommate. So
nice, cool.
His name is Big Johnson.
I like it.
But no, I mean it's kind of progressing like I thought it would. I do think I'm actually enjoying it more than I thought I was going to, though. I've really been, like I said, it's nothing groundbreaking. It's not like I'm like, this is amazing, but like it has sucked me in. And it's got me like, I want to keep playing. Like the weapons are good enough that I want a roll on. Like I keep going for like a better machine. Although I got the machine gun I wanted. I got the Feeding Frenzy Rampage one.
Nice.
I'll keep doing it in my spare time because I would like that same roll with like a stability masterwork instead of reload. But you know, whatever. The hand cannon is really nice. I got the like nearly perfect roll. I got a range masterwork. I got full bore for more range. I got accurized for more range. I got outlaw
Nice.
And then I got Ambitious Assassin, which isn't awful, but it's not perfect. The Sniper's good. I mean, it's still not perfect. There were obviously some missteps that we've covered at the beginning, and they've rectified that to a point. And I hope that they, with any more releases like this, next year, wherever it may be from the start, that they learn from this. But I like it. Like, it's progressing the way I want it to. Like, there's a bunch of stuff to do, and it's 2 weeks in, a week and a half in. And we still have, like Wilson said, we have another Forge coming. We have the labs. We have the last word. Exotic
I just want
Quest
my
next
last
month.
word. I just want it, okay? Because I got the sniper. It's an energy sniper, and
Nice.
I'm almost. I would put a paycheck down that last word is going to be in kinetic. I need it right now. That's the missing piece of the puzzle to my playstyle right now, and I cannot wait.
You're bad at this game.
I really hope it's not like, okay, last word's out, and then you gotta wait another week, and then maybe another week. And
It
stuff
probably
like
will
that.
be.
I really hope it's not.
I
I'm
think
disappointed.
I think it will be.
But it's too early to tell. But I mean, I hope there's a long quest to it. I just hope it's not. I hope I can do it at my own pace. For something
not
like
like
that
time
that's
gated.
been hyped that much, I would be pretty pissed if they were like, "Hey, last word's coming out this day, or this is the day that we're releasing the quest," and then it's like time gated. That'd suck.
I think with what you just said, Wilson, and also kind of like the last thought that Hove had, I'm really encouraged because there's just no way that, like, and I know we're obviously talking about the season of the Forge, but the season of the Drifter is not going to have, I think, the same issue where you have to be, if you're under leveled, you can't do something immediately. I'm pretty confident with their response to just the first week of how the season of Forge went that they'll probably have that in mind for sure. So that's encouraging. I think we ended the last podcast saying, like, we all love this game. Obviously, we have a podcast. Some of you guys are going to Guardian Con. So regardless of what they were doing for the most part, we were going to play it. But I've been pleasantly surprised as we've gone along because kind of that layered approach to giving you content has like really worked out. And, I'm definitely trying to get to 650 as well, but kind of having the Dawning, I actually really think, and I know we will talk about the Dawning, but kind of how that fits into what you're naturally trying to do right now is really nice because you're getting some of that material in the forges and stuff. So the event kind of molded around where we are in season 5 and where we are in season of the Forge. So I've really enjoyed that. I've gotten to do all the forges, and I know the quest, like, you're doing a couple lost sectors and you're doing another mission that's a little bit different, but I don't mind doing it. I mean, it's definitely for people who want to grind and want to progress. And so, like, everything that they're throwing at us, I like the pacing. And, obviously I'm a player who doesn't mind grinding for those things. So I do have to get back in and get the hand cannon for the first time. So I definitely want to get one more of those Forge ignitions. But other than that, I've really enjoyed pretty much trying to do everything. I haven't done whatever sequence you need to get some of those emblems. I think that's like the one thing I haven't
It's pretty
really...
intense. It's like 12 different things in order you have to, like, turn and shoot with one of the new weapons. It's pretty
okay.
intense.
Wow. Well, that's kind of cool. But yeah, that's like the one thing I haven't even attempted, but did like the keys to the mysterious box in the beginning. I've gotten both of those and things like that. But sometimes, like, those little small things like that, if there's enough of those add up, that it's pretty cool. And again, Hove, you mentioned things to come, and I think Wilson, you did as well. But they did say, like, those secret things like Whisper the Worm types, and those, they're still ahead as well. We haven't even seen those. So, excited for what's to come for the rest of the year and for the rest of the season.
Well, real quick before we move on to whether it be the Dawning or we still have to talk about the raid, I don't know if any of us have actually done it, but we can at least talk about some of it. As far as the forges go, there was originally an issue where if you were carrying 2 frames and you completed one, the other one disappeared, and then you were kind of screwed. But even now, this week, when I loaded in, I could pick the hand cannon or the sniper. And I got the sniper once last week, so I went with the hand cannon, and I got it, but now there is no sniper one. And I've done it 2 or 3 times now, and the sniper one has disappeared. And I know the same thing happened to Dewey, and I want to say a non-pig I was talking to on Twitter had the same issue. So I guess it's a bug, I would assume, right? Like, they're not going to just make you pick one weapon to regrind all week. Like,
and what about the, like, kind of piggybacking off that, what about that ballistic logs that are going away too? I don't know, has that been confirmed a bug, or that's just something going away? Because I mean, you're mentioning one aspect of that sucks, but like, if you save those 2 logs to get another machine gun right out the gate, that was not an option. You had to go and do those 2 ones per character that get you a log to get it too. I don't know.
They haven't said anything in response to that, which makes me think it probably is a bug. Because if it wasn't, don't you think they'd just say, "Oh no, sorry, we forgot to tell you," but that's as intended. I don't know.
So
Seems
I think
weird.
the thing that's going on with the what you just said the name of it. What are the tickets that you use to
Ballistics
get?
The
log?
ballistic logs, yeah.
If your like inventory's full, they won't go to your postmaster. Is what it is. So you got to be really careful with like the amount of bounties and stuff that you carry. Like you really got to
Well,
pick and
they
choose
did
what you're
say
going
that,
for and
but
stuff now.
There are people that have said they had 2 and were keeping them, and then it reset, they were gone.
They're
Yeah.
gonna reset.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It sucks. Didn't happen to me. I kept some stuff through reset. It was...
But not
Did you were you
ballistics
able to keep one
logs.
of the logs though? I mean, like you could keep the bounties through it. Like I hadn't completed
Yeah,
7
just the
of the
bounties,
like,
but no, the
those
logs. I
stayed.
used those right away.
So did I,
those
yeah.
are- yeah.
So
I got to the forge with my second character late, so I kind of already got the hammerhead roll I wanted. The auto wasn't bad either, so I had one sitting on the Titan just in anticipation of it, and was gone when I checked after. I think TV put something out there. Maybe I think Fitzy was one of the ones that put it out there pretty quick too. But I mean, I really hadn't gotten my Titan, so.
what did you guys think of the second forge? First of all, pro tip, mana, when you get to the second forge, make sure you have a risk runner leveled up.
Oh.
I literally
Super easy mode.
don't shoot anything except my risk runner until the boss.
What do you mean leveled up?
Like,
You mean just
Like light leveled up.
okay? I
like-
thought it was like, is there something else in the game that I don't know about?
I mean, you don't want to go in there with like a 320 risk runner.
Yeah, it's light level up. Okay.
Because it's dregs and they shoot arc. There's the shanks that are like
Sniper
electrified and they make the ground electric.
Hmm.
That's arc. Sniper shanks are arc. The captains have arc
Captain.
shields. So I
So
mean,
what you're saying?
you just
yeah.
walk around through the shanks and get electrified and just fuck everything up. And you never have to it's so good.
Level up my risk runner. Did they bring back ascendant shards? Like
Dude, you said level up. I'm just like, I missed something.
It's
You have to go to collections for it.
but it's so good. I think
yeah, right.
honestly, I think it makes the second forge itself easier than the first. I still think the boss is harder, just because he teleports you and everything else. But
Spoilers. Gosh.
It's a servitor. Everyone's seen it a million times. It's the same
Okay.
mechanic. We've seen it since Taken King, the servitor that grabs you and teleports you and stuff like that. We've
yeah,
No idea what you're talking about. Never once.
shut up, Anna. But no, I mean, do you guys agree with that? Do you think the second forge, at least with the risk runner, feels easier once you're at light level?
No, 100%. You're already pretty much like if you can do the first one, you can pretty much do the second one. And the second one's way easier. And the boss fight, as long as like once you do it once, like you kind of know what to expect. Like, and it's really nothing. Like if you got risk runner going, you get all that defense from it. Like it's right. Am I right? Don't you like take less?
You take less
incoming
arc damage. Your arc damage is increased. Your damage with risk runner, and you don't have to reload. Rounds that cause electricity come back to the mag.
So you guys are comparing it to the first one that hardcore. Is the first one really that rough once you first like jump into it?
Well, I mean, when
You're
you
6'10",
first
it'll be fine.
right, but like most of us tried jumping in and did complete it at like 606, 607. Like, or
Oh,
at
you're
least
just
got
a little
close.
like try to jump in as soon as possible, pretty much.
Right.
But you should have probably grinded a bit more.
I mean, I waited till I was like 606, 607. I want to say someone was 610, but it's very much like there was a strat to it. It wasn't, it was kind of go in the cave, use this one area, and then drop a well on this other side and just melt the boss. And that's like I don't want to say it's what you had to do, but that's what everybody was doing because you were under light. This one, I think we just kind of ran around and did our own thing, right? On the second
There's really no
forge.
call outs or
Yeah.
anything. Like even when
Obviously
somebody
with-
died. Like,
Yeah, obviously with the boss, it's still always handy to drop a well, but that's
to
just
dump all your Thunderlord ammo. Like,
or
super
Hammerhead.
quick. That's true.
I need
Like
to
the
get both.
Thunderlord though, because it's got that spinning up.
But generally, you weren't using Thunderlord because we were using Risk Runner.
No, I hear you. Like it's for boss DPS, like it would be not like on the
Oh.
first boss,
Oh, yeah,
Thunderlord. On the second boss,
Hammerhead.
what was the name of it? Hammerhead.
Hammerhead.
Yeah, that's nice. I like the Dawning one's all right. It just doesn't have the range of the
The avalanche.
Which is, I
Yeah,
mean,
the
which is
avalanche.
nice because it's a different, it's supposed to occupy a different
It's a
space.
Suros. It's a Suros
Yeah.
MG.
How long did it take you to notice that?
What time did dawning drop? 11 in the morning, and I think I told you that at like 5 in the afternoon. It's like the first thing you get too when you
You go
bake some
bake.
galler
yeah.
doodles.
Start baking.
Did you ever bake some galler doodles, man? You look like a galler doodle kind of guy.
I mean, I want to.
How do you feel about radiolarian pudding?
I was gonna say he looks more like a radiolarian
Yeah,
pudding kind of
Raylan
guy.
pudding. Like an Ashermere guy.
What would you think? What would you compare radiolarian pudding? Like, what would you think that would be like?
Oh my god.
Because radiolaria is Vex milk, right? So what do you think what would you compare radiolarian pudding? What would you imagine that would be like?
Compare it to?
Like, what would you imagine
drinking,
it? What
like
would you
pure
imagine it to be
electricity?
like? No, radiolarian pudding.
Or pudding, like like a clump of electric, but like is edible, and you like it's kind of like Pop Rocks. You put it on your tongue. It's just like your hair like stands
We're on
up.
different pages here. I was thinking semen.
Yeah, I think we all were thinking Hove was thinking that.
I mean, it's safe to say, but I kind of went like
Safe
literal.
to say. Safe bet. It sounds gross.
So does your semen like electrify? Never mind. You just go.
Jesus.
Oh man.
But yeah.
That's how you get a UTI.
So the
Right there.
a what?
A UTI.
That wasn't one of your words, man.
Urinary tract infection.
Much better. You know what else can cause a urinary tract infection?
What?
Kumar?
Putting Play-Doh in the wrong places.
I agree. He's not wrong. I guess.
So anyway, the dawning. Much
Dying.
different, big change of pace from everything we've had going on, right? Not very serious. Eva's back. She gives you an oven, and you bake fucking cookies and shit for everybody, right?
Yeah, see, I thought that was a joke when I saw that on Twitter. I'm just like, what is everyone talking about cookies?
Here's one thing. Make sure you bake an incorrect batch to get burnt edge transits before you masterwork your oven. Otherwise, you won't be able to get that triumph. You can masterwork your oven, by the way.
Is it a triumph,
Once you do
though?
one, you get them all. Yeah, it's a triumph.
Because is it a secret one? Because I haven't done that. I have one character that I'm gonna have to make sure I do that before I masterwork it, and I can't see the triumph that it would occupy.
I don't know, man. Just do it.
Yeah, but it does say that. I mean, it does say in the notes to do that, but
One
really
one
PNG.
moment. Back to the radiolarian. Do you guys see what they're talking about in chat right now?
I do.
Yes.
Radiolarian is a silicone base, aka salty taste. And I'm just like, oh god, Hove
You
is
guys,
right on the spot.
yeah, you guys think I'm just some perverted nonsense spewer, and
Those are the smartest people, I swear.
He's actually just a perverted scientist.
I was gonna say prophet, but I'm okay with scientist.
Why not
That
both?
works. A perverted prophet.
Yeah.
I like that better.
But yeah, so basically there's rare ingredients and then like common ingredients.
Mhm.
And you have to match them up with Essence of Dawning to bake different treats. There's recipes, books out there on Twitter and Reddit and such. If you get one wrong, you bake burnt edge transits, and everything you bake goes to a specific person. So, this Elixni birdseed goes to Hawthorne because, she has that stupid bird. If you bake burnt edge... Yeah, if you bake burnt edge transits, they go to Rahul.
Bro,
Which I think is fucking great. Like,
Give him the burnt shit.
so you do all that. There's different triumphs and bounties for 6 and 12 and 120, all this different stuff. But once you go through all of them, you can masterwork your oven, and you no longer have to like build the recipes. You can just click on the one that's like that you want to make and just make it.
Yeah.
Once you make the recipe, like you can instantly do that. It doesn't have to be like fully masterwork beforehand.
And
But it's nice. It's super nice because I forget all the time what the things are.
I do want to say Matt Grundy in chat says Lewis isn't stupid, and I would just like to clarify that yes, Matt Grundy, Lewis is stupid.
I wish he still did that thing on her shoulder where he was just like
had
freaking
seizures.
out, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
He was just breaking it down, dude.
It's like
Listening to some bumping music.
Like he was like listening to some trap music. Like
The bass dropped hard.
he was humping her shoulder. Is what it looked like.
Gross.
Pretty funny.
That's what you say gross to.
That's what you say gross to. All right.
Humping shoulders is no go, bro.
Just trying to see where your mind's at. That's all.
I mean, I'm not into bestiality. I'm sorry, guys.
You don't have to be. It's just humping shoulders.
It's
That's
a
what we're talking
bird.
about. Or is it a plane?
Oh my god.
Sorry.
I can't with you guys. I don't even know. I lost all train of thought. Maybe it's a Galapagos turtle.
He got thrown off by Lewis giving her a
That was
full body massage.
While we're on the topic of all this nonsense, I do want to point out that the people have been clamoring for our 7 Minutes in Hove Heaven spin-off podcast where we talk anything but Destiny. I just want to point that out. I'm going to bring this up again when Lego gets here if he ever shows up. But
Is that what we did for them? We kind of did that for the Marvel. I don't know if that was full 7 minutes, but
oh no, that was me. I just wanted to talk about Marvel. Marvel's kind of been one of our things. When we get into that, it's gonna be fucked up. Shit. All right, it's gonna be fucked up. So yeah, I mean, Dawning's fun, right? You guys enjoying it?
yeah, like I said earlier, I think I like that it fits around everything you're trying to do, just where you are. Season of the Forge, or trying to get to 650. So I understand like why they're not releasing, like with Horror Story, right? That was towards the I guess 2/3 of the way through season 4. So getting a 600 weapon made a little bit of sense then. But I mean, obviously they're not going to roll out a 650 weapon or anything like that, 2 weeks in. So I understand that. So I like that I can do strikes, or I can do everything else that I need to power up, and then you're still getting those ingredients. And then you get to slay early enough, you get the Sparrow early enough, so you are getting a taste of those things. You're getting the Avalanche early enough. So yeah, it's usually my favorite event anyway, so I've really enjoyed it. I like that the snowballs, they're only in the tower, but I do like that at least they're there. I think that plays some cool music, tower's dressed up. So.
Wilson hit me from across the fucking tower.
I fucking nailed Hove.
I was running full sprint.
I led that. I was like, all right. He hit me with it, and I was like, all right, bitch. And he instantly took off running, and I shot the gap with it, and I led him with it, and it was pretty epic. It was a lot of fun. I wish they were in strikes, but
yeah,
I'm not gonna like cry over it or anything. But
ironically, you can't talk to Zavala about strikes without getting hit by one. So you're in there trying to pick up bounties, turn around, and you're frozen for 15
I
seconds.
can. Nobody fucks with me.
Dude, it was super
I get hit
bad
with those
one
things
day.
all the time.
Well.
Oh, who let him in?
Wilson, I can see your face.
Oh my
up,
god.
buddy?
I can't see your face.
I can't see his face. I heard him join.
I can see him.
Really?
dang
I can
it.
see Lego.
Hold on.
Yeah, he's beautiful.
Oh, there he
guys.
is. Oh, what a nice sweater you have on. You look
I know. I was
saw
with the
you.
remark as well. Like,
You
My
look
party
stunning.
cardi.
Oh god.
Yeah, I couldn't just show up looking like a wet noodle hove. I had to present myself well,
Ooh, that's dirty. I
Yeah.
think that's the dirtiest thing I've ever heard him say.
No, like
I'll be right back. I'm going to refresh this real quick.
what?
I can't see him. It's going to
You
bother
don't
me.
need to see him.
It's going to bother me.
He looks terrible.
Does he
How
look like
dare
what
you?
Oh, wow.
I'm just kidding. Anyway.
Toxic.
BRB.
Cardigan now.
Where we're yeah. The one thing that I am super pissed about. Do you want to know?
Oh, I came in at the perfect time.
That damn Sparrow is like the first thing. It is like the easiest thing in the world to get, and everybody gets that goddamn Sparrow. I wanted to be special, and I was gonna get it, and I was gonna drive around in my fucking sleigh, and even Wilson had it before me. And
I did, and I make it rain with the glimmer. I got mine upgraded.
You did that already.
Wow.
I dropped glimmer out the back of mine.
oh man.
Girls love it.
How does that work?
You just boost and it just goes. And it
Does it
pops
just
up.
drop like the things that come out of the chests, like those clumps of glimmer? Is that what it is?
I really wish it would play the song that I make it rain. I make it.
Do you
want
want to know what else makes me mad? That
What?
every time mana comes and goes, it changes the layout of everybody on the podcast. So I have to move around the fucking event list of like hosts and follows, and like it's on my face, and then I have to move it.
That's fine. You can leave it for a second. It's not gonna
Because
hurt
he's in the
anything.
middle.
Ah, winner.
So Lego,
Okay.
Hove.
how are you, buddy?
Hey.
I like your pocket.
Feeling good. Thanks.
Yeah.
Little bucket.
What do you got in
Yeah.
there? Some dope?
Nope.
Wow, that seems like a terrible guess.
You're a terrible friend, Hove. How
I'm gonna let-
could you not know me enough to know I wouldn't? Just kidding.
What do you think?
No, we've gone off the rails.
The only thing we've really talked about so far, you haven't missed
okay.
much. The most important thing we've talked about, so Radio Larry and pudding.
Oh,
What would you expect that to be like?
I know where you're going with this.
You also
and
think semen?
No, I just
Opposite. Say spermicide.
think thick Vex milk.
So
That's
like
what I think.
thick semen.
Lewd.
I nope. Just like you know how the Vex milk whenever you like shoot them, it looks like an explosion of like more like normal milk, I think like
Normal
curdle
milk.
Vex milk.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So it'd almost be borderline cottage cheese.
Yes.
Never mind.
Somehow
Yeah.
that's even grosser.
Yeah. Somehow that
Yeah.
is really disgusting now.
Well, I mean,
Well,
I don't know.
that just happened.
Hella professional.
But we were just finishing up our thoughts on the Dawning. How do you feel about the Dawning, Lego? Also, please take over. You're better at this than me.
I think it's fun as a yeah, it's just fine. It seems like there's a lot of stuff to get. I think I'm more like just like I've got so much to do with the forge still, like season of the forge. Like I'm still on the very last step for my hand cannon now. I got the sniper, machine gun, got a couple of the blue ones done that get you just kind of whatever guns, got a new mod, got the rampage one. So that's all the stuff that I'm focusing on right now is trying to get those guns and just kind of letting whatever dawning stuff comes to me. I haven't even baked that many cookies. I baked like 2 things and that's it. I know.
Dude,
it's
I've
not
baked
my
so
order.
many cookies.
I know,
So many cookies.
I feel like I need to do it like on a downtime when I don't need to think much. Just like, okay, I'll get some cookies out of the way. Just put some things in the oven and
I'm gonna do
take a step back.
140, is it?
100 and yeah, it's like 140 for like the whole sleigh thing, right? It's like 48 something and then 120.
I don't even know why I want to. That thing is so big and awkward without side-to-side dashes on it. But it is fun to cruise around on, and it's cool to put different shaders on it, kind of see how it looks.
I haven't done that.
Once Christmas is over, I'm sure I'll be over it. I hope they kind of do something like that for every major like season event or something. Like a really nice sparrow like that. It was pretty cool. It was really fun to get.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be a little harder. I got it on like the first day.
That's the thing. If they make something that stands out that much, they're gonna make it a quest like that.
It was like the picture for the Bungie.net TWAB post. You know what I mean? Like it was front and center.
Mm-hmm.
3, a bunch of guardians on them. So it's a blast, dude. I like I said, man, it's going through. It feels like I'm kind of hitting. Other than my first dawning engram, it kind of feels like I'm knocking everything on like the bottom of the list that I wanted out like right away. There's I really want that snowball shell. I think it's really cool. Cool. Dewey got on his first freaking package.
Did he really?
He did, and then he got the hockey emote too, so we can both like
Oh man.
throw our dukes up. and
Manna,
fight.
you have to come on and play so I can high five you.
I want to chest
Just for that
bump.
reason.
Mhm.
You chest bump, and when you get done, you're all like, yeah, like leaning in, like throwing your arms at each other and stuff, like getting all pumped up. It's pretty cool. Like the dawning is fun, man, and those double Eververse engram drops are pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've been getting a lot of them and a lot of cool stuff. So
For sure.
feel free. Feel free.
can get
It's a
the
check off
snowball.
list, so.
This week if you have the bright dust. I've
do,
been
but I'm
waiting
cheap,
till
man.
Monday.
I'm just
If I don't get it, I'll
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, because it's on a knockout list, all that stuff. So as long as you're playing enough, you're gonna get it eventually. And I no man, me and Hove, I mean, at least I do. I hoard my bright dust.
Yeah, we were like, remember we were very close to the same. We went through and deleted all our shit.
Mm-hmm.
I had like
Yeah,
20 some thousand bright dust.
if there's something like when a new DLC drops and she's selling like some non-Eververse stuff, like some Black Armory exotic emotes or like ships or sparrows or anything like that, I'll buy them. But like if it's event stuff where they have this knockout check off list where as long as you play enough you'll get everything, I usually don't buy it. I got the s'more emote. That was cool. I forgot about that.
Oh, nice.
S'more emote. I didn't even know that one.
The
existed.
s'more emote's pretty cool. And I got the what is it, like at the end of the movie The Rock, the Pyrrhic victory where you got the flares and you like drop down to your knees or whatever. And I was doing that and Dewey came up and fucking lit a s'more off my flare with that emote.
That's kind of cool, actually.
It's pretty good.
Speaking of the armor, did any of y'all have y'all got any of the forge armor, like the actual forge armor yet for your
I got
characters?
the hunter helmet today.
Do you like it? Because I got
It's
the
pretty
Titan
awesome looking.
chest
It's
piece,
awesome
yeah, and it's
looking.
pretty cool. And the shader that comes with them is really awesome. That metallic-y
Yeah.
red and black, and not only that, but it has like a black it's like got blue waves that kind of like go through the metallic black if you inspect it like kind of close. It looks really cool that it actually has an effect on the armor. You have to like really look at it to tell, but I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I think I put that on my Titan. I think he has like 100%. Like I put it on the one-eyed mask and like everything else. After I got one, I just immediately made like 10.
You use the one-eyed mask?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
that one.
Triton's a tryhard now, Hove. He went on a 16 game win streak in competitive.
Yeah, like 5 a.m. I heard. What's up with that?
5 a.m.
Oh
Way
yeah,
past
we
your
kept
Yeah, you
him
kept him up
super
all
late
night.
that night.
Way
We
past
did.
your bedtime.
Sorry,
And
Triton.
Then,
I'm-
then
listen,
Lego,
listen.
Lego got to 2100, and then he was like, "Well, guys, I gotta go to bed now. I can't. I won't be able to get up in the morning." I was at like 19. I was like, "No, Lego, let's see more." He's like, "I gotta go." It was 4 your time when I think we called.
But then
it, right?
we ended
We
up
got
playing
the
the next day though.
Yeah, we just got the next day.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I just want to point out that I'm supposedly the quote-unquote bad influence. That's all, debatable, moral type of stuff. This is tangibly a
Isn't
bad
that what
influence
bad
on
refers
Triton.
to?
You are tangibly
Is
a bad
morality?
influence. No, not always. There's other bad things.
There's a lot of other bad things.
Yeah.
Well, I
High
have to
cholesterol's
say-
bad.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't think we've talked about it that much on the podcast, but Triton is an incredibly good PvP player, and I just wanted to point it out on the cast. Like because here's the deal. Like you know how it is like when you play comp. I think Hove, you came into one of the games that I played at when I was like 4,000 or something last season. You were just like, I just want to see, and you're like, yeah, that's terrible. I'm never doing that again. You know?
No, we ended up going we lost 4-3 or something. It was a really fun game.
Oh, okay. I thought you hated it. I can't remember, but
No, there was no reason to keep doing it when I
I
didn't
see.
have to, but no,
Yeah.
I liked it.
So the point was, Triton joined us with a guy who was already at 4,000 at comp this season, and he was kind of just like, yeah, sure, I'll play with these guys, and that's the team that we ended up getting that 16 streak on the second night. One of the guys had like 4,000 already, and every single game was super sweaty, but we just kept winning just by, even if we were down, like it'd be like 2-4 and countdown, and we would bring it back and win. And I gotta say, Triton's pretty mean with the wave splitter.
Yeah, it did
That doesn't
pair
count.
well with what you guys were doing.
Yeah.
And I was happy with the one game that was like the 5 a.m. game that we got when we were down 0-2 in survival, and then that guy went with Spectral Blades. I just melted him with Wave Splitter, and and then the next game was the Blade Barrage. That was when we got back 2-2 and then eventually won. So that was probably my best game somehow at 5 a.m. That's because I drank the last half of the Mountain Dew in anticipation of staying up later than that
Jesus.
Lego, and then you went to bed. Like literally the game after, I'm like, well, I guess I'll just lay in my
Oh
bed until
no!
I gotta get up.
Didn't the four of us
Just
do
lay
some
there with your
comp?
eyes open, your heart's open, and just like, I'm not
Did
going
we?
to sleep.
Yeah,
Didn't
we
the four
did.
of us do some comp? Yeah, we got like
We did in the beginning, yeah, for sure.
At the beginning of that night, Wilson, it was Ho.
Oh, that was the same night. Yeah, it was
Yeah, we
just
got
earlier.
some synergy.
I was there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was us
Oh.
4, and then you guys.
Did we
fell
win?
off.
Yes.
Yeah, we did. We went 2 and
Yeah.
3 in the games we played.
Are you guys
That's
sure
not
that was
winning.
Hope? Because he seems really confused right now.
It was right after the podcast. All of us went together to play some comp.
Yeah, Ho, you were there.
We did a podcast?
Last week.
Speaking of doing podcasts, Lego killed it on his guest appearance this past week. I just want to tell everyone that.
Oh,
If you haven't listened, check it out. Lego was on the most recent episode of Crucible Radio, and he killed it. And I actually learned some things for all the time I spend talking to him and playing with him. I got a little, glimpse deeper into the mind of Lego, and it's just as pure as you may expect.
Oh, really? Wow. It wasn't too toxic, like as far as just like whatever it takes to beat the opponent. No.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
More toxic is better. Toxic gets ratings.
Right.
Kidding.
Yeah. Sorry, I threw in some of the stuff about the Forge in there with the Dawning stuff. It all mixes together for me. Like I'm experiencing this all at once, and I feel like it's gonna be this way. I know we talked a lot last week about the way the seasonal changes are coming now, like weekly almost. We're getting new stuff rather than all at once like a DLC, and so it really feels like it's like blurring the lines of like, what is this release? What is this happening this week? Because I'm experiencing so many different new things at once.
It's like losing your virginity.
I
Look at his face. He froze with the best. He was like,
Can't deny it. Can't deny it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, have y'all talked at all about what seasonal, like what devouring this content has looked like for y'all as far as the pace of everything? Like, do you feel like there's a lot to do right now? I know we've talked about it in terms of the Dawning, I'm sure, but just in general with the Forge and the new season, Pinnacle Weapons, and the Dawning, do you feel like this is a good pace of content right now that we've had a week?
Yeah, I think we all touched on that. Maybe Mana's overwhelmed at the 2-hour mark. I mean,
okay.
of season 5. But I think, we all touched on
I got
it.
a lot to do, man. I think that might be one of the contributing factors of me not doing anything now. It's kind of
But
like
it's
school
really
all
not
over
even
again.
like that much.
Let's have Operation Get Mana to light level.
Honestly.
Seriously,
They're
if,
making it better for you next week, too.
if the changes they made work as intended, I mean, it shouldn't take all that long. I don't think.
And the other change coming Tuesday will help even more. It'll even compound on the powerful, it'll compound with powerful engrams, too.
Pound on the powerful engram?
Oh, are you below
Compound.
600 mana?
What's up?
Are you below 600?
Oh, yeah.
Like way below. Okay, cool. So yeah, that will help a lot then, those changes.
Do you know what else we talked about, Lego?
I really don't. I wasn't here.
The Avengers Endgame trailer.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah.
We
Y'all
did
already
some
talked
Marvel
about
time.
it before This Week at Marvel? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that kind of was the This Weekend Marvel.
I told them we got to get this podcast back on track. We haven't talked Marvel in a minute.
Yeah, that's a good course correction. I agree with it.
Yeah.
You're back in charge, Lego. I'm letting you roll with it. You're better at this.
Did y'all have anything else to talk about with the Dawning? Y'all talked about cookies and shooting things.
Radio Larian semen pudding.
Yeah, that's how we got to the Raylan
okay.
most of the Dawning conversation.
Well, did y'all talk about Mayhem that has come back as of 2 days ago?
No, we haven't.
Have any of y'all even
Yes.
played it?
Yes.
You-
Nope.
Okay. I have. I got the new Forge Sniper with snapshot opening shot, which was the
Ooh.
role I wanted.
That's a really good roll.
I found out about the role, did one Forge, and got it. I think Hove was there, and like I had totally. I don't want to call it like a little girl moment, but I definitely got excited for a second. Like,
I'm jealous.
Would you have
of
been
that
more or
roll.
less excited for?
just don't. All right, it's too soon. All right, I'll let you bring it up at the beginning of the podcast. All right, that sniper is tearing us apart. All right, we can't.
You
Anyway.
can call me Lisa if you want.
Anyway, Mayhem's really cool. The 5 games that I played actually did not run into anyone abusing Shards of Galanor.
Oh wow.
Do you know
For
what we need
5
to do
games.
though? There is a triumph that is for a full team to is it win a game or just complete a game?
Yeah,
With only supers, no.
With only super. That's the only
weapons.
thing you can do any damage with is super. So we got to do it.
That should be pretty easy though. I mean,
To win though,
yeah, Shards of Galanor.
but you don't think
And
other
just-
people do it?
Oh, everybody's gonna do it. But
Not
I'm
if you
just
do it
saying.
better.
Yeah, you do it better. That's what I'm saying.
My-
I like this.
I want to do
Comes
it.
back from Crucible Radio, ready to mess some shit up. Let's do
Oh
it.
yeah, I'm
They
excited to get
tainted
in
him
there.
already.
I've wanted to keep up with the Forge stuff, so I've kind of been sacrificing trying out the new Mayhem because I hated Mayhem last time. Like
I don't
I
like
did
it.
not have fun, and I think that this one is going to be so over the top with 6 players, supers all the time that I'm just not going to care as much. I am curious though, Wilson. Did you notice? Or I guess you wouldn't have tried it, but how much special ammo did you get loading into Mayhem? Is it still just 2 shots?
It's all over. I mean, loading in, yeah, you still just get 2 shots, but it's all over the place, dude. Like they deck the fucking halls with special ammo. Like it's that time of year, man. Like it is everywhere. So if you got like slide shot on anything, it's fun. You just run around sliding and reloading and stuff like that. It's everywhere, dude. There's freaking power ammo. Like you'll be like, there's a brick there. Like, wait, there's a brick there too. Like, oh, and power is about to be up. So it's kind of overwhelming. My favorite thing about Mayhem, dude, is that like I don't really get competitive in Mayhem. I just kind of go in and like just try fun stuff. And
Yeah.
maybe your team lost, but you had like 3 clip-worthy plays, or not even necessarily clip-worthy, but like just made you feel really good. Like going in there being a scumbag with Tether made me feel really good. Like 2 Dawn Blades came booking it around the corner, all freaking speed racer up in the air, and my Tether pulled them down. And
Nice.
It's just like body shot, like with the sniper.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I feel like Mayhem, the best thing to do is to find like the funnest loadout that you can. And go in there and just shut down supers and shit like that. Like that, it's not even really about winning. Like,
What if they had snowballs in Mayhem, and they were kind of like suppressor
They'd have to be
snowballs?
1-hit kill.
No, they're like
Or
suppressor
suppress.
snowballs.
That would
I'd
be
be down with
good.
that.
Yeah.
I feel like
Does
they
any-
should make a countdown game mode where 1 life, you have snowballs. That's the only thing you can use.
Instead of heavy round in comp, like the way Trials used to be, you have snowball round.
Oh no, I'm just saying just snowballs from the
Just
start.
in general.
Yeah, you just got like a bag full of like 5 snowballs.
Not even that.
Well-
Just make them spawn everywhere, just like they do. And like Lego said, it's just a 1-hitter quitter. And if you roll up on someone and you throw your snowball and you miss, now you're on the defensive and you got to get to an area where they're just make them spawn everywhere.
Have snow forts.
They did show that it is possible to do stuff like that the way they put in the rockets, the rocket game mode, and that's in private matches now, I think. Where you just get the
I forgot about that.
Yeah, Scorch Cannon. Yeah, that's in private matches now.
Huh.
Dude, we need a dodgeball, man. We need to be able to like
I
adjust
know.
damage values of stuff so that we can make sticky grenades one-hitter quitters.
Listen,
So you could do dodgeball.
If that happens, I already have our next movie of the week ready to go.
Well, yeah,
We're gonna duck, dip,
done.
dodge, dive, and dodge, or whatever.
Yeah. What if they just
And
added
Mana's gonna
dodgeballs?
drink his own pee.
I like the taste. And what was it? It's
Because it's sterile,
sterile,
and I like the taste.
But what if one bungee just adds dodgeballs? And you can just throw it. You know that sound when the dodgeball hits something, the pong, and the guardian just goes, just kind of ragdolls.
And it immediately ragdolls the character
Yeah,
because they
just
have a
no other
real
effect,
good ragdoll
just-
effect.
Just falls over.
Oh,
That'd be
that would be
awesome.
great.
It's just-
That's super
it's
good.
just-
I'd be
I don't
down
know,
for that.
Just made me thought of.
It'd
that
be
for some
really
reason.
cool. Like, you can make some really cool clips of like hunters dodging because they would do like their actual like Night Stalker shade step type of dodge out of the way. It'd be really
Yeah.
cool. I'd be down.
Dawn Blades doing their in-air dodge thing,
No,
and Titans not having a Twilight Garrison, so not being able to do anything.
only hunters get to play dodgeball. Lego.
Oh,
We're elitist.
gonna be like that.
Mhm.
Okay.
We're just more equal than you.
Don't you come in here? Don't you come in here like tightening up, trying to tighten my game mode up? All right, you guys had your day.
I mean,
That's
warlocks
true.
can do that midair kind of like floof away,
No, they
Uh-huh.
can't. Nope.
That's what I was thinking.
and then downward floof.
You're not allowed to
It's in the
jump.
dodge-
Oh,
Dodgeball.
that
It's
would
in
be
the-
cool.
It's in the dodgeball handbook. It's not allowed.
You can't. Not
Only hunters
allowed.
can dodge. Dodges are allowed. Titans.
The
not
American
allowed on the
Dodgeball
field.
Association of America.
Yep.
American Dodgeball
Warlocks
Association of
Make
America.
America great again.
Barely
with the
tolerated.
Dodgeball
If
Association.
you can dodge a Nova bomb, you can dodge a dodgeball.
I mean,
That's from chat. I can't take credit from that. That was Gordon.
that was good.
That was good.
Wilson, did you actually enjoy it? Like Mayhem though? You thought it was fun?
I like it. It's an unpopular opinion, but like I said, I don't go in there like expecting this like competitive experience. So like, it's probably the least competitive experience in all of Destiny.
Well, I wanted to know because all you hear about online is about the Shards of Galanor. That's all you hear about. Like, oh, Shards of Galanor, Shards of Galanor. And I was just wondering, is that really what it's like? Or
I haven't run into it, like, but to be honest, like, I mean, I don't have charts, so I can't do that. But if I pop like a blade barrage or like a tether or something, like, dude, I get it back like 15 seconds later. Like, it's really not too big of a deal. I will say that there was this one asshole that was a Dom blade that could get around the map so fast that he was just knocking people out of their spawns as he was cruising around. Like, that was annoying. That was the most annoying thing that I've run into. But I mean, I'm sure as soon as I do run into it, I'll bitch about it. But until then, you know, I don't really have anything. I haven't experienced the whole Shards of Galanor cheese thing. I hope they fix it sometime soon because people are like pretty pissed about it and it's ruining their experience. And Mayhem's supposed to be around for what, like 2 weeks?
Yeah,
2-ish weeks. So yeah, hopefully they fix it because, like I said, Mayhem's a lot of fun. I feel like Mayhem is that like beer and pizza mode where you just kind of go in, sit back, chill. Like, who cares? So what? You lost a game of Mayhem. Like, big deal. Play another one.
yeah. Where did Lego go now? What's
I
happening?
don't know. I think he was freaked out at your.
I don't know. Tux appeared in chat and Lego just dipped.
He must have. He went to go meet up with Tux.
He got spooked.
So anyway, I mean, I feel like we should touch on the raid a little bit. I know none of us have done it yet. We both mostly been just working on the forge and whatnot. You know, other than mana.
About that.
But no, I mean it was done fairly quickly, but the what's the word? The response to it seems to be super positive, right? I mean, short raid, but a lot of fun. I mean, I've really heard nothing but really good things as far as I've noticed. Have you guys, Lego? Anyone got anything on that one?
Just the same thing you said. That it's like really fun, really good, really clever boss design. I saw a lot of people applauding the in-boss stuff. Like, that is really good.
And for anyone who hasn't done it yet, I mean, I that's pretty much all I want to say. We usually don't say much about the raid the first week, even if we have done it. So
Yeah.
Love to say, did any of you guys try it?
No.
I jumped into the beginning of it, like, just to look around and see everything, because the first portion of it is like massive in the city, because you can like actually pull your sparrow out to get to the different places, which I'm sure people saw doing if you watched the raid at all. But it's cool just to go in and check out and see that, like, the initial area, and it just has a very different feel than all the other raids from watching it and from just loading in, which I love. I thought it was really cool.
nice. So you want to
Nice.
do you want to do the old TWAB Lego? There isn't too much in it, really.
Twomby. Yeah, I guess, we
We do
hit
have
on
some good
Mayhem.
questions though, just so you know. Leave time.
Okay. Well, they talked about Mayhem, and then we also got Iron Banner coming back December 25th, which I guess they're telling us that way ahead of time because not too far ahead of time, I guess. But just Bungie's not going to be. They said they have one last swap and that's it. But for the year, December 25th, Saladin comes back with Iron Banner. Has nothing to do with the Dawning, basically, but with Season 5, we got 2 Year 1 weapons returning with random rolls and a whole new armor. And I have to say, like, whatever you have to say about old weapons, there's like a new shader with it all that looks awesome. I think that's a new shader. Anyway, I don't think it's because the last one was the rusted iron one, and this one looks different, like more gold to it. And also the Titan armor is the first Iron Banner Titan armor in all of D2 that I actually like.
Really?
So,
Really?
yeah, like, I think it looks pretty cool. It doesn't look so, like, we've talked about it before, but like Shredder from Ninja Turtles. It doesn't have that look to it. It looks more like an actual like sci-fi samurai kind of thing, not just like old school knight looking. To me, I don't know. It appeals to me the way it looks, kind of astronaut ninja looking.
Astronaut ninja, huh?
Yeah, doesn't that sound awesome? Don't you want to be an astronaut ninja? And that way we play Destiny?
I'll be a space cowboy.
Oh, okay. I don't know if this is. Yeah, I don't know if this is the Iron Lord armor for you, Wilson, but.
Dude, that'd be cool if they did like a. I don't want to say like a old Wild West look to some of the armor, but.
Dude, you know what emote they should do? You like put a cowboy hat on your head and do the like tip your hat down.
Yeah,
that would
Like
be cool.
Ma'am.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Should come with the last word.
Howdy.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Or they should do that with the draw emote, to where when you and someone else draw, like you shoot the little hat off their head or something.
Oh yeah,
I like that one. Since they're doing these like integrated emotes, you know, or the participation emotes, like we're.
Do you want to hear my idea for an integrated emote?
I don't know.
Absolutely.
With the grin he has on his face, I'm not sure.
Does it have something to do with
Radiolarian
radiolarian fluid?
Yep.
No, it wouldn't last that long.
Thank God.
Okay. It's worse than we think.
That's pretty bad.
It's a new
You need to
emblem.
hear it ASAP.
A new emblem too, I think, for Iron Banner, and it looks awesome. I really hope that the shader that they show here like is what's making that gun look the way that it does, all golden, because I would think so, because normally the armor that they show is using the shader, and it's kind of like black, gold, and red, which gives me hope that on some ships or sparrows or guns it'll look black and gold, which is the shader I've been waiting for. You know, the one that they have at Eververse that's black and gold, it doesn't quite look right compared to the other black and gold shaders, so I'm hoping this is the one we've been waiting
This is the one
for.
for you.
Exactly.
One shader to rule them all.
Oh my god.
I think the powerful engrams for that you get for doing the bounties will probably push people to 650, because I know they're pretty lucrative for those powerful engrams off those bounties. So given the timing, I think those things, it might be worth it, because you probably can hit, if you're in maybe the high 630s, might be able to hit 650 off those. So
that's smart. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, because a lot of people are behind right now, or not behind, but just like we have a new climb to 650, and not only that, but power matters in Iron Banner, so it's going to be an interesting Iron Banner right now, because we all complained previously.
This time.
Oh, you're ready?
I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be the one pub stomping people who are slacking this time.
All
I've had
right.
enough. I've been bullied in the Iron Banner, and I'm sick of it. I'm going
I still
in.
have yet to jump into a single Iron Banner, just because I know I'll get destroyed by light. So there's
Stop the presses! Man, I didn't do something in D2.
No,
Just kidding.
I just never attempted to do it.
No.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It sounds better my way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we get a
Well-
twerking emote? Do you think?
No.
It's
No.
your channel.
I'm actually
No,
surprised-
in Destiny.
Oh, sorry, my
You
bad.
can do what you want.
That's like when I was trying to make people fire team leader, and I wasn't the fire team leader.
They should do a twerk emote, and then if you're near a wall, you get upside down and do the twerk on the wall.
Oh God.
Did you ever see the video the girl did that, except she fell over and landed on her table, and the candle fell over and caught everything on fire?
I definitely
No.
saw somebody
No.
fall doing it. I did not
Seen
see
a lot of people fall.
I
yeah.
tried to do it before.
accidental arson.
Lego, you've seen that a lot. How many twerking videos do you watch?
I mean, like, we see it a lot on the internet. Just
There was a
coming
pause
down.
there. There was a pause there. It's like, do
He was like,
do I
one,
tell him like
two,
1 or
three.
2? Or do I tell him that like I got a problem, like 4 or 5 a day?
That's actually where, when he left for a couple minutes, it's because he was in withdrawal. He had to go watch a couple twerking videos and then come
Or
back.
was he twerking
Red
himself?
flag.
Yeah, maybe he was
Like,
practicing.
on the side.
Lego
that's what
was
his
practicing
photography-
twerking.
Like his photography and all that, he actually just films himself twerking.
That's where he was
my.
tonight. It's what
He does all-
You
a
should
lot
work
of
that.
volume.
You should work that
Holiday.
into your next
You should
wedding
twerk
video.
it
You should
into
tell them
your
you need
next-
twerking footage.
No.
Not of them, of just you.
Poor
in
Lego.
you know.
Lego.
I see enough bad dance moves on a dance floor at weddings. Especially towards the
Twerking
end of
is
the
a
night.
wonderful, innovative dance move, Lego.
It's called art. Okay.
That's interpretive dance.
Yeah.
A form of art. Well, we don't really have much left in the 12. I know Hove kind of mentioned it before, but that's kind of like it. They
What
don't
about
really
pole
have much
dancing?
here at all. The one thing that I did want to bring up that y'all might have already hit on was the way that you get to these forges right now, and kind of like the quest line, because we kind of complained at the beginning it was annoying to kind of do the same thing that we always do to get to them, and then when the next one opens up you have to do a similar kind of quest to get to the next one.
I don't mind those quests.
I don't care.
You don't mind it? Okay.
No,
yeah,
I don't. They're very simple. They're like they're I don't want to say like mindless, but like you just go do it and like you're hanging out with
Mhm.
friends and talking. Like Hove referred to it as like this loop of talk to Ada, do some shit, get some headshots, get some high value targets, get some what is it like what are the little radiant seeds or
the
whatever
radiant
that you
seeds,
pick up?
radiation,
Yeah.
whatever.
And then there's obviously more steps for the powerful gear, which like
Uh-huh.
really isn't even that bad. But if you're
No.
just farming for like another hand cannon, like your second, third, fourth, fifth hand cannon, it's just the first and last step. And to be honest, it's kind of refreshing. Like me, Dewey, and Hove will be grinding stuff out, and we're like, yeah, let's do another one. So let's go get some frames, and then we'll just split, and then like everyone will be like, okay, I'm ready, and Hove or Dewey or myself will be like, okay, I'm already there, just join on me. Like it's just like Hove said, it's this loop, this cycle, and like kind of a rhythm that we get into. And like we're getting a lot of shit done, man. You know what I mean? Like we had a nice rhythm going. Like I'd be the last one to get my hand cannon frame done, and I just have to join them, and they'd start the forge up, and it was a fun loop. And the weapons are good enough that you want to get these really good rolls on them, man.
that really mattered too, having the weapons be good, because it makes you want
And-
to go and do those things.
Another thing that helps with
Yeah.
the kind of loop is like I can be doing the forge because I need to do like I have that one bounty that's like 50 forge completions, or even there's some of the ones that are just where you need to do 2 forges.
Yeah.
So like even though Wilson, like you said, you may be the last one to get it, we already have it. But oh hey, yeah, I can go do that whenever you're ready. Do that forge because I'll work on, X until you're ready, and then when we go do the forge, I'll help you with the forge. You can get your frame. I can do my bounties. Like that's what I mean. There's kind of like a nice loop kind of synergy, and I can understand people who say that it's, repetitive or whatever. But I mean, you're grinding for stuff. I mean, that's what it is.
There's a
Yeah.
carrot at the end of the stick.
Yeah.
And then
I
you
guess
have
I was
things in there too. Like I mean, it's in the 12, right? Like the high value target had to be the final blow person. That's getting fixed now. So they're doing some things that are taking away, I think, the frustrating parts. I mean, they're not taking away the
Nice.
grindy parts, but like the frustrating parts are getting fixed there. So I mean, it is something they're looking at too. For do we have to do it everywhere? I know some people thought like unlocking the forge should be account based. So once you unlock the Go Fan and Forge, that's the next one that like your next 2 characters shouldn't have to do necessarily the quest parts. Now all the things for the frames, I don't think people have said like I don't want to do this again for a frame. I think that would be dumb. But so I've seen that, but I mean that's probably the most I've seen where people are like I don't maybe like grinding this so much, is maybe unlocking the forges is account specific, not character specific. But like Wilson and Hope said, I mean if you're in the mindset to grind, I don't think you really mind. Like I haven't minded it, so.
Nice. Yeah. I just wanted to present it because I wasn't sure how everybody was feeling about it. For me, I enjoy the activities that it has you do for the most part. The only thing that I found that I dislike is I feel like it's split the way you talked about everybody splitting up, Wilson. I feel like it splits me. Like I always feel like I need to go do something else that everybody else is doing. And that kind of sucks because I don't know. I don't really like playing the game where I'm talking to people and doing something entirely different. Like I kind of like just being solo for that and then joining up later. So I
For
feel like
sure.
it kind of separates from people like that I would normally be doing a 3-man or 6-man activity with. But it's not a huge deal at the same time. It's fine to just go do a few things. And honestly, like the amount of content, the question I posed even before that, like is perfect for me as far as like there's this much stuff to do. I can do that stuff and still go play comp if I want to later that night, and that's a good like balance of everything.
Or 5 in the
Um,
morning.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely like a push if I want to do everything, but also I don't have to do everything, which is something we've repeated on the show several times. Is like, just because there's all these things available doesn't mean you have to feel guilty if you don't get it all done, and I'm totally okay with that.
I think things will sync up a little bit more too, because everyone's on that light level grind as well. So I think everyone, as people kind of approach like the top end of the ceiling or 650, everyone will be looking for similar things. So when you're saying Legos, everyone's splitting up. I think I find that a lot more now because some people are at like 610 trying to do this specific. Maybe I'm done doing the Dreaming City stuff because I'm trying to power up really quick. So as you approach that, like when we were all at 600, you may only do 1 or 2 of those things that you really enjoyed. So if you didn't like Gambit, you weren't trying to do those 3 Gambit matches, or if you didn't want to do those Vanguard story missions. So I do think that will come back together, and you will be doing things together when maybe not all the frame stuff, because I think the frame stuff is easier to do independently. If you're trying to get like multi kills or things like that, it doesn't make a lot of sense to have somebody else shooting the same thing you are. But I think as we get all closer to 650, you'll probably be doing more things together because people aren't doing ancillary activities.
Right.
It's kind of like that the first couple weeks of like any content release. You know what I mean? Everybody's just kind of off doing their own thing. Like, I mean, I've had people send me invites, and I'm like, just have to tell them straight up, like, I'm in the zone right now. Like, I've got 5 things on the checklist on my mind that I'm trying to do simultaneously. You know what I mean? And like most people, like, they get it. They're like, hey, you're in the zone, you're grinding, stuff like that.
Well, I think that's it for news stuff and like new things. I know Hove, you mentioned we had a lot of community questions to go through. Thinking maybe we should go through some of those. I guess I did have one last thing about this season and everything that's going on. Did anybody have any drops that were awesome that you've really enjoyed from the Forge? I know, Wilson, you talked about your sniper drop that you really loving. Did anybody else have anything that they got that they're like, ooh, this is pretty crispy?
I like that hand cannon a lot.
Yeah?
Let me look at my roll here. I mean, it's not like the greatest roll, but I got a rapid hit, rangefinder, and small bore with a range masterwork on it. So I really like it. Rapid hit's really nice on that.
What was that on the hand cannon?
Yeah, on the hand cannon. Rapid hit, I really enjoy that perk, and it
I do
lasts
too.
It's like what, like 5, each stack lasts like 5 seconds, like as it stacks up to 3.
I think it goes up to 5.
Yeah, it goes up to 5, and I think like if you hit a headshot, you have like 5 seconds to hit another one and increase that stack. So it's very good. I potato with hand cannons that aren't 180, aka Luna.
So I got a couple good ones. I got my 4th Hammerhead. I think I finally got Feeding Frenzy Rampage, so I'm very happy with that.
Rampage,
I just got Rampage on mine.
Yeah. I got my hand cannon was, we talked about this a little bit earlier, but my hand cannon was so close to exactly what I wanted. Range Masterwork, Full Bore for more range, Accurize for more range, Outlaw, and Ambitious Assassin. Which is neat, but it wasn't, it isn't what I wanted. Another weapon I got, I don't know if I'd brought it up or not, but I got this Supremacy last week. Wilson, did I tell you about that?
Oh, he looks hurt.
Oh, well, I got this Supremacy with Snapshot, Corkscrew Rifling for a little bit, or Corkscrew Barrel, or whatever it's called, for a little bit more handling Masterwork. What else is on it? Do you remember? It was really good.
Is it the curated one, or is this just...
No, it's just...
You actually don't want the curated one.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I would rather take the one that he got.
Well, it sounds like you got a good Forge sniper, so...
Would you say, Mana?
Why wouldn't you want the curated one?
Because I think I just like the rolls that Hove has on his. That's pretty much what I would go for.
Oh, you just want his specific, not okay.
Like for PvP, if I'm gonna use a sniper in PvE, it's got to be something really good, man.
Ooh. And I put sprint grip on it, which if you haven't seen, check Cool Guy's Twitter. It's just a little 3-second clip, but sprint grip apparently does stack with snapshot. So if you come out of running to like ADS on someone, it is disgustingly fast.
I've heard it's really good.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
The clip is dirty. I've seen that clip. It's super dirty.
Also, we got to talk about the sniper rolling with kill clip, which is like the first sniper to be able to one shot out of that. I feel like I've been one shot body shotting is what I'm saying. One hit kill body shots with a kill clip from a high impact sniper. I feel like I've been doing that forever with inertia override on the Titan, but having a gun that can do it no matter what class you're running is pretty awesome. I was watching True Vanguard had a video about it where he was just going off, and in the movie of the week also video talks about it as well. But yeah, I think that's one of the things that makes these weapons so unique is they can run like crazy rolls on it. There's they were saying in chat, the hand cannon, I think Matt Grundy was talking about it, that it can roll with kill clip and rampage, the hand cannon can. And so just having those crazy perk combinations actually makes these weapons something you can grind for and something you want to do the forge over and over again, because it's like, oh wow, these are some interesting perks. Even if they're the same kinds of weapons we've had before, there's more options on them now. And that makes you want to do this content, I feel like. I'm with who was saying they got the hammerhead machine gun with the right rolls that they wanted finally.
I had Feeding Frenzy Rampage. I wanted.
Yeah, I was gonna say the first one I had drop had Feeding Frenzy on it, and I was like, ooh. And
yeah, it was my second with Feeding Frenzy, but my first one with both.
Nice, yeah. That makes the machine gun for me, having Feeding Frenzy, being able to reload like that. It feels so good for some reason. But I'm jelly of Wilson's sniper rifle. That sounds really awesome.
Jealous of Tux's Rampage kill clip drop mag hand cannon.
I did see that.
It's nasty.
Really good.
Gross.
Yeah, that's it for any of my rolls.
I like cinnamon rolls.
Well, did the chat have any questions for us over Twitter? I mean,
Twitter's got some good ones.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So, we're going to start with Scotty Manning at Sheepdog07 says, if you could have any dinosaur as a pet to stream with you, what type of dinosaur would it be and why?
To stream with you?
Yeah.
Given a lot of thought about this.
Like before tonight or like...
Yeah, no, you wouldn't want, like, T-Rex would obviously pull in some numbers, you know what I mean? But you need a really big streaming space to do so. Can't go wrong with like a Velociraptor to stream with you. They're vicious.
I want one of those ones. I don't remember what they're called. They were in Jurassic Park.
A spitter? A thing that goes...
And it's pretty small.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about
Yeah.
the compies?
I'd have them like stand on my shoulder.
The little compies? The little,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh, the
Compies, yeah.
I'd have one like on my shoulder and like running around. Yeah, that's mine. Or an
Pterodactyl on your
Ankylosaurus.
shoulder would be dope.
But they're pretty big.
I mean, a small adolescent.
Wait, what is it?
The flying ones.
Pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl.
Thank you. I totally forgot the name of it like 2 seconds after saying it.
Anybody
Like,
else?
What the hell?
I don't know what I would want, man.
I'm with Hove. I think the compies are great. Like that would just be awesome.
I can't
Just
say
a
no
little
because I was actually thinking one too, something small that can like fit in like the surrounding area.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can't use that because both of you want it now. Let's see.
Lego Lay flash size compy.
That's pretty much like a raptor, isn't it?
Just a tiny. No, copies are tiny. It's like
No, but a
little
Lego
tiny
Lay
minute.
Flash size.
Oh, Lego
compy.
size. It's pretty much a raptor at that point.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I'm just going to go all out and just a freaking Bronchiosaurus, and I just want my whole stream setup to be on his back, and I'll just run him around.
that would be kind of cool.
I like that.
I feel like I'll get bad internet, but I mean at the same time it'll look cool. So
I'd also be concerned about the electricity.
solar panel.
Okay.
Going green.
It's going to be a really expensive setup, but it'll be worth it.
All right. Triton, did you give us one?
I would go, so to go different, I would go with the Troodon. So it had the largest brain in like proportion to its body weight. So it'd probably be relatively intelligent, and it's also like the same size of like a person, so it'd probably fit in the stream. So it seems like it would be practical, and if you needed to do something, I think its brain capacity is similar to like modern birds it's compared to, as opposed to like lizards of today, which don't have the same proportion of brain size to body mass. So probably go that route. Just think that it'd have some utility there. Plus that different than what you guys said.
Are you a fucking like dinosaur scientist? What's
Yo,
it called?
Dude,
just
do you remember the Dino Riders back in the day? I mean, like, I think we're like Dino Riders when it came out. Hove, do you remember Dino Riders? Because they played those Tyco commercials all the time.
I remember Dino
And
Riders.
dude, Dino Riders was the
Negative Ghost Rider.
shit. All right, well, it was awesome.
I was trying to go through my dinosaur like PDM, my brain from Land Before Time.
Yeah.
So
Ducky. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
TV the other day, my kids actually watched it.
Three horns don't play with long necks.
Quickly, I forgot that part of the tweet this week, I had everyone give us their kind of updated thoughts on the Black Armory in general in the tweet. So I do want to. I'll get to a couple of those before we really dive into questions. That Stranger 67 says, I enjoy what I've seen so far, but the biggest part of a new content drop for me is the world drop weapons and the whole meta shift. We haven't had that besides the tuning done for Forsaken, and only got like 7 new weapons that aren't from specific activities / locations. I can see that. I mean,
It's understandable.
yeah, a few more things. Now, I know we weren't expecting, a refresh and everything, but it would have been nice to get some things that kind of changed up the game a little bit more.
I think that's what I said last week was lack of world drops and like maybe a couple vendor things or something.
I do want to hold out final opinion on that because like we said, we've been getting, new weapons with the forges. We have 2 more of those, the Dawning. Sure. So, I mean, we'll see. I agree with that right now. But we're kind of waiting on this.
We've talked about, just kind of along with that, Hove, they're doing like a new way of releasing things, and you never know, like next week all of a sudden the Vanguard arc could like get completely refreshed because things are just happening weekly now. So
yeah, what if hear me out, this would be kind of cool. What if say we finish all the forges, okay, and either the Black Armory decides, hey, we don't hate everyone, we're gonna come be our own vendor, or even start making weapons for the other whether it be, so maybe that, maybe once we're done with the Niobe Labs or whatever, come January, we have a whole new vendor or something. Now, I know that's not a total refresh, but, that is a possibility, right? If we're doing some sort of story there.
Yeah.
Kind of following the same thing Matt Grundy said. I do like it, but I'm not sure if I prefer this style of content drop. Still wish we could have more loot added, since that was what I thought the trade-off was for no campaign. But I'm having fun, definitely worth the money, in my opinion. I pretty much am with that.
Yeah.
Kiki Hippo says, I'm sorry, I'm too busy grinding the hand cannon. Can I answer back in like next DLC? A non-pig. Mine stayed the same, his opinion. If this is what non-cinematic storytelling is, then I'm on board, but new content shouldn't be held behind a grind of old content. A 610 forge to get our feet wet would have been better, and then ramp up to go Fanon at 630 and really crush us. Also, the lore book directly associated with the content should be almost immediately available. Completable and available are different things. We shouldn't have to wait what is going on 2 full weeks with no sign of Ada and the Black Armory's history. I'm with all that. I think the introduction, all this we've kind of said was off, and they could work on that, right?
Yeah.
And I think that will definitely be the case next time.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is a new experience, so like they're taking notes, figuring out what works and didn't work. So
I definitely think that if the story was important to you, which I enjoy it, the lore of Destiny, I think it does feel weird not to have more of what's going on kind of up front, or even like what the problems are, like the way that she's like has a problem with Guardians and you literally have no idea why, and there's no like trail left for you to figure out why. You're just kind of like, okay, and you move on. So just having more of that available, not even that she has to speak it, just that it was easily accessible for you to find out those things. And instead, like Anon said, you kind of get it as you go through the forges, but we're waiting weeks to find out information that would help us know why we're doing what we're doing. So
to be fair, though, maybe that's by design. Just playing devil's advocate here. Maybe that's by design, and it's supposed to be kind of mysterious. Maybe our guardians don't eat, like, you know, maybe that's just the way it's even working in the world of Destiny. They don't know. They're just
it could just be like, hey, there's some cool weapons and armor down here. Don't you want to come help us out? And we're like, some cool stuff.
I think it's the same thing that it has plagued Destiny since the beginning, in that it's an amazing, imaginative, like, world that you could get yourself immersed into. They just don't know how to quite deliver that story. It's not that they don't know how to. There's so much fucking story in Destiny. Like, it could be its own, like, anime series. You know what I mean? Like, it really could. Like, it could be its own animated, like, cartoon lore.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, like the Halo Legends Blu-ray or whatever, you know, and wasn't even necessarily about Master Chief. It was about other Spartans. You know what I mean? And I just don't think that they can tell the story to its fullest, because, like, as much as I am coming around to this style of content drop, like, it's gonna be, I do want some story from time to time. Like, I really love that stuff. Like, some of the stuff gives me goosebumps. You know what I mean? And me and my fire team are going in for the first time, and, you know, the first time we did Taken King, or hell, one of my best, like, Destiny memories was Rise of Iron, because me and Sam both got the day off and we stayed at home all day, and, you know, the campaign was short, but it was fun, and, you know, it was something that we look back on. And when you look at your legacy, when you load up D2, I don't know if you guys have done that recently again, but it's really cool to go back and, like, look at some of that kind of stuff. And it's like, we're going to look back and be like, oh yeah, we stepped into the Black Armory, that thing that was just kind of under the tower. You know, granted, it's not like we didn't rebuild the tower. This tower was already there. We just kind of moved in. So we moved in on top of her. Is kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I guess no one's really kind of mentioned that, huh? She wasn't always.
I don't think we rebuilt the tower. I think we just went to a different one.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Wasn't it like a
I don't know, it could be the same one.
Wall next to the tower that was destroyed, if you look around? Like,
oh yeah, there is a tower that's messed up, but
yeah, I always thought it was just like a portion next to the tower or something that's like the new tower.
Yeah.
But maybe that's why she doesn't like us. We moved on top of her house, and she's like, oh crap.
Well, you'll find out why she doesn't.
I think to Wilson's point, I think one of they certainly haven't been able to do that, but it's also, I think it's because they're not able to merge the content they have and that we want to continuously do with delivering a story that's going to just not dry up after X amount of campaign missions. So you've seen them try to do that early, right? When strikes were part of your story, you had to do that one strike to move that. So they've tried that. In Forsaken, I think they were close, because the adventures, which I didn't have a lot of purpose, they just had like a, hey, this is, you know, just an extended patrol. They were able to weave those into the Barrens. So you got to see how they're going to take more story by weaving them into other activities. I think that's the difficult part. They're really delivering on the end grind, but how do you give a forge something that's going to continuously spew out not just weapons, but also like lore of the game, to continuously deliver story at the rate in which they're delivering the things that we want to do. And that's very tricky. Obviously, I don't know a lot of games. I don't play like a lot of MMOs or like World of Warcraft or anything like that. So I'm not sure if other people have been successful weaving in the content available with the story. So they kind of had to go one way or the other. And I think we've all kind of got to the point where we agree that the grind part, the part that like the people that are still playing this game in year 4 or whatever, is kind of more where they should focus their efforts, less than, you know, 3 campaign missions that will have one podcast about, and then a week later be like, okay, well, you know, what's next? Because, you know, we've obviously had several of those.
You know, we talk about like comparing it to the other games, but also we can compare it to itself with the way that Forsaken has unrolled, with going back to the Queen every week, or every 3 weeks, I guess. Really, just that cycle of revealing new story as you go, and the way the dialogue changes, and that was really good. I think we all praised that aspect of the way Forsaken unfolded, and I feel like with Black Armory, it just needs to be. I feel like I just need it to be interesting enough where I want to come back. And like Forsaken, it was to the point where I like would shut off party chat. Like I wanted to know what was going to happen next and what her dialogue was going to be, like so much so that I silenced everything as if it was a campaign, but it was just this like in-game dialogue that would happen. It wasn't even a cutscene or anything like that, but it was this thing that I was playing. And if Ada did the same kind of thing where she kind of pulled you in, and it kind of does, like when you go and talk to her for each step of, I think it happened for when you unlock the new forge too. I can't remember if it was only at the beginning when you both go see her, but like the menu kind of goes away and it focuses on her and like makes you pay attention, and you're like, oh, this is like story time. Okay, I need to pay attention. And so I definitely muted mics like the last time that happened, listen, because it was interesting. Just if they keep that up and make sure that is interesting as the weeks go on, then I'll definitely be sucked in, and I'm down for this kind of storytelling.
All right, so getting back, Anon-Pig actually had a question at the end of that.
No.
He says, question for the crew, Zernta, like Zer, Santa, will bring a Forsaken exotic for the good little Guardians, but what will the bad ones get?
All the shit that he's been selling?
A lump of ether seeds from the Fallen. That's what bad people get.
Burnt edge transits.
Suction.
Burnt edge transits.
That is the answer.
He's just going to give you those exploding exotic engrams from the campaign of Forsaken.
Okay.
Oh no, what? He would give you duplicates, exotic duplicates. He's like, oh, you want something new? No, you're getting another one of these.
Oh, that's
Super
good.
Nintendo. Here's a Nintendo. Oh, you already had that? Sorry.
Yeah, it was the whenever you bring a legendary to the Cryptarch in D1 and he give you a blue.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that's why he gets burnt edge transits. 'Cause
Yep.
He's a dick and no one forgets.
Burnt radiolarian.
Tommy at ToughMonkey89 says, I love the drip feed content style, works around my work style. Still wish the world loot was reset, of maybe new perks added to old guns. I still would like to see Glass Needles return. What are your thoughts? Also, when is 7 Minutes in Hove Heaven going to drop?
We're gonna leave that question out.
Yeah, I guess maybe
I
there's
don't
gonna
leave
be
any
a
questions out.
Christmas special with Hove. I don't know.
No, we need a new podcast. One that's not on here, but I wanted to point out, Cam, fellow Rezo member, Clarence is nice, commented on the last video. We were talking about steaks and cakes. And first of all, he agreed with me that he's savage about his cheesesteaks. And when I said I will bite your fucking arm off if you try to take my cheesesteak. But he also said, he's a chef, got a little cooking experience. He's down with the steaks and cakes. And you know what? I said, I didn't say this yet, but so Cam, if you're listening, other than the idea of I want cheesesteaks and cheesecakes, I don't think any of us have any fucking idea how a restaurant works. So actually, if you'd like to just be like a partner, you can help us like run it. You don't just have to come like cook, because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I just make shit up.
A restaurant fail.
Oh,
That's about it. Yeah.
I can clean dishes and eat the food you guys make. So I mean,
So we don't have
Hove
to pay you?
Hove knows how to be what's like not a receptionist, but the
Hostess?
the hostess. Yeah, Hove's done a hostess style gig before.
He's
once.
the host with the most.
When?
The time that you the
Oh!
restaurant pulled out the machine afterwards because they didn't want that to happen again.
I was drunk. All right, we got two more questions.
We'll leave it at
I
that.
was drunk.
Sasori Kishi says, once you're all big time billionaires on that steaks and cakes money, what weird thing will you have gold plated?
Oh, that's a good question.
Radiolarian.
And does anybody have anything gold plated now?
No, but do you want to know what my weird thing that I'm going to get gold plated is?
I have a guess.
I'm afraid to ask.
Yeah,
I'm afraid to listen.
It's my
I'm
penis.
afraid.
Why did I know he was going to say that?
I don't know. He could have said balls. I mean.
I was going to say balls.
Oh, okay.
I went with penis.
Or
Anyway,
nipple.
what would you... maybe.
One nipple.
What would you guys have gold plated once we were billionaires with steaks and cakes?
One nipple.
One?
Just one.
All right. Left or right?
It's
I'll
just
go with left.
permanently hard.
That's okay.
He's like, we'll flip a coin.
All right.
Yeah, maybe one day I'll go play the next one. I don't know. Off and on. No, but for real, I don't know. Come back to me.
I have no idea.
That's your answer, man.
My
Oh.
hair.
Well,
my rocket ship is what I would do. Gold rocket ship.
You don't
Blast off
have a
into
rocket
space.
ship.
If I'm a billionaire, I'm gonna be kicking it with
That's
Elon Musk, and
true.
I'm pretty sure he'll let me borrow one, bro.
I hate you.
I call him Eli, you know, because we're cool. But
That doesn't even make any sense. That's like me saying I call you Philip because we're cool. Like,
yeah, why not?
why would
Call you
I?
It's like when I call you asshole when you're being a jerk.
Oh.
Damn.
Gorniak in chat. Do any of you have plans to see the Geminid meteor shower tonight? The Google Doodle is about the meteor shower, which is why I ask. Maybe?
Doodle doodle.
Depends on what time and if it's cloudy.
Yeah. I live in
Every
Pittsburgh.
time
It's cloudy always
Yeah.
here.
With a chance of
Yeah.
meatballs.
And I
Balls.
am definitely not,
Balls.
because it is so windy outside right now. There's no way I'm stepping out there. It is crazy.
It's the first
I just-
person I've ever heard say, I can't go look at this great, natural, awesome thing because it's windy.
It's freezing.
I
I'm
can
not
actually
gonna walk
see it
out there in the
behind
wind.
me.
How cold
I
is
can
it, Lego?
see it in the window.
Cold, Texas cold,
Oh, God.
Y'all.
y'all.
Last question. This is my favorite one because I have a good story. Matt Grundy asks, what's the worst Christmas gift you've ever received?
Oh shit!
I know.
The worst Christmas gift I've ever received. Fuck.
I might have to throw Evan on like shiny star underneath the bus here.
That's fine.
Because
You didn't have to say it was from him.
It hyped me up, but then it let me down. It was Super
he
Mario
build you up, Buttercup?
Monopoly. It was a Monopoly board, but with Super Mario, and it came with like 4 or 5 characters, and it was every character had their own special ability. Well, I love playing Yoshi in literally everything, maybe except Super Smash Bros. But Yoshi's ability was so I don't remember everyone's ability, but pretty much you collect coins, which also leads to stars, and you know the whole thing is to get stars. And Yoshi's ability was so terrible compared to everyone else's was just so OP.
Oh,
And then there's Yoshi. But then we're like, I wonder why there's no other characters. So we looked it up. You literally have to buy add-ons.
I remember
play
you
other
talking
characters.
about this. Was it last Christmas,
And
maybe?
I think it was. It was like last Christmas or the Christmas before, and it's just like you literally have a IRL Mario Party, but you have to buy DLCs to play the rest of the
I
game.
remember you saying,
And
yeah.
I was so disappointed because you look up these characters. I think they're also like collectibles and stuff like that. They're so
Yeah.
expensive,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just like, Evan, what did you do? Like, since there's a whole bunch of guys that come over here, like everyone visits and kind of compiles, and
Yeah.
it's a crazy day.
It's just all.
But no, it's like once or twice a year, everyone kind of just like visits.
Mm-hmm.
We all couldn't even play Monopoly because we had to buy DLCs to play. the
That's
characters.
ridiculous.
We were so angry. We were like, "What did you buy, Evan?" He's like, "I thought it'd be
Nice.
cool."
Mana. Lego
What is
showing
that?
you Monopoly, gamer Monopoly.
Oh snap, dude! I want it.
I feel really bad, man, because my worst, like, this will be my first. God, this is gonna sound like I'm being a downer, but I'm really not. But this will be my first Christmas without my grandma. But she gifted me my worst gift ever back in the day, and it was for the NES. A little game called Bible Adventures. It wasn't the greatest games. You did things like play as Moses and go around and pick up all the different kinds of animals and throw them into the ark. And like, I'm not too big on.
You know
my
that was
Bible.
Noah, right?
Oh, what did I say?
Moses.
Moses.
I say Moses. That's the dude who split the sea. You do that too in the game. You play as Moses too in the game, and I think you carry.
Wait. That's the dude who split the sea. You sounded so stoner there, man. Oh man, did I say Moses?
I
That's a
thought
dude that split
that's
the
what
sea.
The game was actually you're playing as Moses collecting
make
the
fun of me
animals.
for
I'm
not-
just like, that's why it's a terrible game.
Yeah.
They don't even know
They
their
fucked
Bible
up.
stories.
Don't make fun of me for not knowing my Christianity religion.
You
alright?
had Bible adventures, bro.
I didn't have to go to church as a kid, okay? So I
But
don't
you
know
had
a lot of this
Bible
stuff.
adventures.
That's why my grandma got me Bible adventures, because other games were
I
sinful.
didn't even know that was a thing.
Wow.
Yeah, but the game was trash. It was really boring. The coolest part was David and Goliath, and you get to shoot him in the face with a slingshot. I thought that
That's
was pretty
cool.
kick-ass.
Yeah.
They should tell that story in the Bible more often.
I mean, they do
actually
once.
tell it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That should be the story you lead with. You're like, oh, I'm interested. I'm in it now,
bro. Just take
giants
that.
and slingshots and shit. Let's
Oh
do this.
my gosh.
Triton, what do you got?
I don't know. I mean, I obviously remember a lot of like the best or my favorite thing. I just can't remember a lot of the worst things. Like I'm gonna go with like when you're younger, you get a lot of clothes, but I can't remember like.
And
one
now
specific
I'm
gift
most
that I
excited
hated.
when I get socks. I'm like, fuck yeah,
Dude,
someone bought me socks.
Yeah, it's so
I
different.
specifically asked
any
for
pair of
socks this
clothing.
year.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, clothing,
know.
please. Bring it.
I have a very clear memory of mine, but I'm gonna go. Lego, you have to go.
I can't think of like a just awful.
I can.
I feel like I've had so many friends that have had like expectations of like, oh, it's gonna be this, and then it's like the knockoff version of it. Like I had a friend the other day tell me he thought he was gonna get a Wii, or a Nintendo GameCube or something, and it ended up being like instead it wasn't a game system at all. It was like a knockoff robotic dinosaur or something random like that, and you're like, what is this? But I can't think of anything for myself that
Something
is just
way cooler
awful.
than Bible Adventures.
that I don't know if I can top that.
So, I don't remember how old I was. I was young, young enough to still believe in Santa. Okay, and
Good
A couple
start.
years ago.
yeah, it was like 2 years ago. So it's still young enough too that I would wake up super early. Like even though my mom used to be like a very early riser, that was like the one day a year I was like up before her and like knocking on the door and like trying to wake them up. Let's go open presents, right?
4 in the morning.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm fucking all excited. I'm up. I'm knocking on the door, and my mom, I guess, had been up late finishing wrapping and bringing them down. And also, let me tell you real quick, the way I started to realize that Santa wasn't real is years later when we stopped leaving milk and cookies for Santa and we started leaving beer and peanuts. And I was like, Dad, this is weird because this is what you drink. But anyway,
Are you Santa?
so I was super excited and I go running downstairs and I was still like, I was a good enough kid. Like I didn't want to open anything till like everybody wanted to, till everyone was there,
Yeah.
So I guess my mom had been up late, so she sent my dad out like, just keep him, whatever. Like I'm gonna sleep for another half hour, or whatever. So I'm like, come on, let me just open one present. Blah 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 blah. Finally, he goes, fine, you can open one present before your mom comes down, but I get to pick what it is. And I was like, okay, I don't care. So how about this one? It's from Santa, and it's a box like, I don't know. Not like a big box, but like a box, like a PlayStation-sized box maybe. And I'm fucking so excited. I'm like, oh, I get to open one gift. And I open that shit. And it was a legitimately full-ass box of real coal. Like actual
damn.
fucking coal from Santa.
What?
I cried like a fucking little bitch.
Thank you.
I thought I was such a bad kid that Santa actually brought me coal. Like, you don't ever hear that that's a real thing. I was so fucking sad. I cried.
That's messed up, man.
I got a fucking box full of coal.
This
My-
explains.
Where do you
a lot,
even
Ho.
where do you even get a box of coal?
You
My
got a
dad,
box?
my dad legit got coal one year for Christmas and nothing else when he was a kid.
Maybe I'm your dad.
You had
Just
sex
shake
with
your
my
head.
mom?
What?
How dare you?
But yeah, so I got coal.
I never got coal. I used to be a rotten kid.
Used
How
to
long
be.
did you cry?
I guess
for?
like back then the insults were actually getting me socks,
Yeah.
and they didn't really get coal. But can we go back to when you said trying to like begging to get a present early? The one time my mom finally gave in, I was really on whatever Lord of the Rings finally finished, and I chose just a random present. That was back when I had a GameCube, and I chose Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King for GameCube. And oh
Ooh.
my god, that game was lit, dude!
I
I don't know if you guys ever played it. Two-player
I-
co-op as well.
Yes, it was awesome.
Dude. I think we have that up there right now, and I played so many hours, dude. Just I don't know. You just made me think of that. It's just like that was one of my all-time like during that time period. It was like the best thing ever because I was a Lord of the Rings freak back in the day too.
Now
That's
the
a
exact
pretty good one. opposite of that, what was the ultimate low? What was the worst?
What was the worst?
Yeah. The
I mean, I already said what.
Yeah, he was
Kinda
first.
Monopoly.
I never really had like a worst, but that was probably the most disappointing. Is like the Monopoly thing. Is like if you want to play more
That's
characters,
right.
you have to spend like
forgot you said
$40
the
per
Monopoly.
character.
I'm
just
just
like,
like, said the Monopoly
what?
thing. That's right.
I was sad about it. I don't know if you guys just saw, but I just got a care package of like loaded nachos and cheese.
Yeah,
I
Is
saw
that what
that.
that is? That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Nice.
That sounds really good right now. I got a peanut butter and jelly sandwich,
Okay.
and I'll try not to spill jelly all over myself this week.
Well, it seems
Like
like
last
everyone's.
episode.
It seems like everyone's eating, so it's a good thing that was the last question. That's all we got.
Yeah. Well, if you haven't heard about these wonderful microphones and headphones that we've all been using, because
Check
I
out
see
the new
Wilson.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, Wilson's got a brand new one over there. Looks pretty fancy, pretty nice.
It's
Fancy,
sturdy,
fancy.
strong like bull.
But yeah, we're sponsored by Blue Microphones and Headphones. We just want to give a shout out to them. Thank you for these amazing products. They let us do giveaways all the time, and we really enjoy using them. They sound freaking amazing. So I know we've been having some stream difficulties tonight, but the podcast version, I'm sure, sounds crispy and good as always, because the problems we've been having are Discord related. But yeah, thank you, Blue Microphones and Headphones, for using these, and be on the lookout at RezoCast for new giveaways. And
We're
if
gonna
you're
have another one
wanting
coming up here for Christmas-ish, you know.
nice, yeah, of course, perfect time.
Mhm.
And Windler, and then also use code RezoCast at bluemic.com if you're interested in buying something yourself. You can find more about Team Resolute as well at Team Resolute on Twitter. That is the clan we are all affiliated with, and what this podcast is named after. If you didn't know, RezoCast, the clan Resolute. I forget, we don't really say that much, but like talk like, hey, this podcast is all because we're on this clan called Resolute, and that's what we're all friends. Not really.
We're
I mean,
not friends.
partially. Oh, we're not. Oh, okay.
No, we are lovers.
But yeah, that's kind of the reason this whole thing got started. But you can find more about
Buddy?
our other members and the clan itself at Team Resolute on
Just
Twitter.
ignored. Dang.
I have nothing to respond to in that. And yeah, thanks for hanging out with us for episode 114. Jeez. RezoCast. This has been Lego, aka Lego Flash. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube at Lego LE Flash. Hove, where can they find you?
Twitter, Twitch, at Hove76, and we're here. Another thing I don't think we say quite as much. If you don't know, if you listen to this on YouTube or anything else, Thursday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern is when we are live. You can participate in chat, all that good stuff. I don't feel like we put that out there in the podcast. I was saying that the
we
other
should
day.
talk about it more. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's twitch.tv/Hove76 and Twitter at Hove76. Triton?
Yeah, before we do this, as everyone's kind of giving like a little shout out or a little informational thing, I wanted to say actually, I'm not really sure where it fits in the show, but really wanted to give a shout out to Chad Lantis. I know he's been a former guest of ours, but as we've been on Twitter, as if you're out there and you're looking for a really positive streamer on Twitch, but he also is pretty active on Twitter. But what I think is great about Chad is I know there's only so many hours in a day. I don't want to tell people how it is that they need to move ahead and advance their career if this is something they pursue. But what I love about Chad is he will interact with anybody, and not just when people interact with him. Like, he will respond to so many things. He's not just one of those streamers who only is responding to like the one time a streamer or whatever mentions him, or the one time that they respond to something he puts out there. That's the only person that person responds to, and I really respect that. And not to hold that against anyone who may do that, but I just think that that's unique, and kudos to you, Chad, so as a former guest. But in terms of following me, you could find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all under Triton Please. One word, the please being PLZ. And how about you, Wilson?
That timing.
Mana?
You can find me choking on my milk and peanut butter jelly sandwich. Until
Beck's
then,
milk.
at Ryu Wilson on Twitter. Man, how about you?
You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, at the Manigator, and I have a YouTube if you want to check out old stuff.
He does.
Nah.
You should check it out.
Still
I
plugging
mean,
that,
there's
huh?
some still good.
It's worth
content on
plugging.
that. I have like 13
Huh.
videos that I started and never finished. So I mean, maybe one day I'll do something.
You sound
But don't-
dedicated.
You gotta subscribe to find out.
Exactly. Get me to that 100K and maybe. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, at Twitch, Twitter, the Mangator, and oh, was I last that time? But I'm big face.
But I'm big.
I'm middle dude.
Wilson's
How did I
middle
go
of mine. That's weird.
Oh, is this really on mine? I'm middle face. I feel bad now. What do I do? I've never been last before. Take it away. Take it from me.
I'm in the spotlight. People are staring at me. What do I do? Well,
Quick something.
thanks everyone for hanging out this episode. We appreciate y'all. Excited for
Y'all.
what's to come next week. More Forge stuff, more mayhem. Iron Banner coming. We'll talk about it then. Till next time, y'all.
Yay.
GG.
Bye.
GG.
Jeez.
GG.
Bye.
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 Riri.